When you take a look at this country, I know you're seeing red. I know you're seeing red. Because of my name, you may want to blame me. Cause you're seeing red. I know you're seeing red. When you look at Jen's project, it will get you upset. Where did we get so much money to invest so badly? When you look at EduTech, a lot of sense it take, but it's a lesson in bad planning, and no money we spending. Greenland landfill are still lit, while mangrove still operates. You must hold your head and shout for loss. All them millions that it costs. A store that cost just 8,000. Bring bulldozer, knock it down. So we mark up all this politics. We gave them fellas 26. So I know that you're seeing red, but you're keeping quiet instead. The situation I dread is when you see the treasury red. The only red you can blame me for that I will accept without question is the sea of red down there at the stadium. When my people are wearing red, I know that you're seeing red. When my people are waving red, I know that you're seeing red. Why we waste money so heaven knows, I know that you're seeing red. And look, Sherborne backside barely closed, I know that you're seeing red. The things you read inside your newspaper, I know you're seeing red. I know you're seeing red. Seems like every day you reading about murder. I know you're seeing red. I know you're seeing red. Crime and violence, you remember, the subject of so much laughter. Now we live in fear in this country. We carry the joke too far, you see. I hear you say the crime and tourism, but that's because now less tourists come. If there's to be hope for tourism, they must foster better relations. Criminals on the road just hanging out, criminals in mass just walking out. I can't find your face in the rubber, overworking with the counselor. Young people like lambs to the slaughter. Check your son and check your daughter. In the morning your offspring you're kissing, in the evening your offspring is missing. So I know that you're seeing red on the street, and next one is dead. But you're fast asleep in your bed while your streets flowing with bloodshed. But if they ever try to blame me, that's a damn red herring, you see. Only the red at the stadium they can blame on me. When my people are wearing red, I know that you're seeing red. When my people are waving red, I know that you're seeing red. If a priest or pastor trouble your daughter, I know that you're seeing red. Well, do you call that crime white collar? I know that you're seeing red. Well, look at me, I came from Washington. Did they check laundering on this island? A full account must be demanded. To know the people they corporate handed. Your NIS contribution deducted. I know you're seeing red. I know you're seeing red. Let me tell you, they were not remated. I know you're seeing red. I know you're seeing red. Everywhere you go, there's a detour, a big turn off, and that's for sure. You could just end up in a dead end, where great figures indicating nothing. 2 new constituencies, 2 new wasted MPs on the back bench waiting for pension. We don't see the representation. I know children must get support, but me, I must be making joke. The first thing men will ask women, excuse me ma'am, do you have children? Poor fishermen still out to sea, no agreement with PNT. The reason for all the bullshogging is the poor man who's netting. So I know that you're seeing red. It's not red eye, don't be misled. Moses must come from the dead, and for this redness we see ahead. Hope Bajans, they cannot escape the bureaucracy and red tape. But only the blame for the stadium red I intend to take. When my people are wearing red, I know that you're seeing red. When my people are wearing red, I know that you're seeing red. 100% Bajan they talking. I know that you're seeing red. A big boys go Miami shopping. I know that you're seeing red.
Good night, good night, good night, good night. This is Marcia Weeks, and you are watching the Marcia Weeks Show. I am coming live to you from Barbados, where we are seeing red. We are seeing red here in Barbados. And for those of you who are watching from other parts of the Caribbean, you might not yet understand what we mean by we are seeing red. But we're going to tell you a little further into the program. And we want to say good night to all of our viewers. I see Judy Jilks is on. Hi, Judy. Lucinda Aline is on. Good night, Lucinda. And I know Lucinda is right there in the UK watching. Lucinda, you seeing red too, Lucinda? Oh, my goodness. We are seeing red. Monica Inns is seeing red. Teroni Hall, are you seeing red, Teroni? Oh my goodness. Oh Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Listen, Vernon Garnes, you're seeing red. If you're seeing red, give me a thumbs up. Come on, everybody get involved. If you are seeing red, if things are dread for us here in Barbados, if you went to the supermarket last weekend or anytime this week and you had to stop in there scratching your head trying to figure out what to buy, you're seeing red. If every time you go into your car and you see that you see the light, it's going this way, going back towards zero, you drive a few yards and you're seeing red. Every time you're sick and you can't go to QEH because you feel you might die there, and then you have to go to a private doctor, you're seeing red. Yes? So I want you guys, give me a thumbs up if you believe that you are seeing red. Put the thumbs up. Queen B, Bajan boy. Thank you, Queen B, for that compliment. Yes, Queen B. And Queen B is reminding us that when we lose our fare, they lose their power. And that applies to wherever we live. Wherever we live, wherever in the Caribbean we are, wherever in Africa we're watching from the USA, when we lose our fare, they lose their power. This is what we learned from our Kenyan brothers and sisters. Mystic Angel, are you seeing red? FX Trading, you're seeing red. Andrew Lord, you're seeing red. You're seeing red in Barbados. Mildred Ben, Nat Grant. Just in time, are you seeing red? Marcia, are you seeing red? Bonnie Springer, you seeing red? What about John Blue? What about Donna Hines? You're seeing red. Can't make ends meet. High cost of living. The paycheck tiny, can't meet all the things that you have to buy. Did you go to town and try to buy school supplies? I am telling you, we get the calls. I get the calls of especially elderly people are calling and they need food. And I hurt my heart this evening. I laid on my bed, guys, and I cried because I'm thinking I don't have the funds. I'm like, what are we going to do now? Because if people are calling, they're trying to find a way for people to help them, and we send them to Caswell, and but Caswell, how many persons he's going to help? The people seeing red. Yes, Ryan Rock. Good night. Yes. Yes, guys. And let me just say that Jeanette Calendar, before I go any further and forget about it. Good night, Jeanette. And yes, I did see that the youngster was accepted at the skill training. And, a lot of that, there's a lot behind that. I had the opportunity of speaking to someone at the skills training and at BVET. And what I do know is that we have a lot of caring people working there, actually. These are caring people. The challenge that they had was that it's very competitive. The spaces is very difficult for people to get in. And so you have a lot of young people who want to get in. Isn't that a good thing? But again, what's happening? We don't have the resources. So here it is that our young people are wanting to get the training, but there's not enough spaces for them. So they'll have like 15 spaces, but then they probably have 45 persons who are trying to get in. So they're going to take the first 15, or the 15 who have responded within a certain time frame. So it's not really the people at the BVET that is the issue. And I know they called a couple names in there, Dr. Gibson and all these different names. Dr. Gibson is actually, a very, very, very fine woman and who cares about the young people. And what I want to say is that it's unfortunate that there is not enough space. Under normal circumstances, you would give that student a longer time to respond, right? To say that whether they're going to take the place or not. That's what would happen under normal circumstances. However, because of the situation that we're in Barbados, we do not have enough resources for our young people, enough places that they could go for, to learn skills and so on. It's difficult. And so they only take a small number. And that is what really happened. And I'm happy that the Ministry of Education did make some kind of adjustment and for this young man. So we have to thank the Ministry of Education for that. But you have to think about the others that we did not make an outcry for. And sometimes they talk about social media and how they want to come with this cybercrime bill and so on because they understand the power of social media. But what about the other young people that do not have social media to advocate on their behalf? What about them? And but I just want to say that the people there at the skill training and BVET, and I'm hoping I'm calling that correctly. Please correct me if I'm saying the wrong name. But I want to say that the staff there, they are good people. I had the chance to speak with staff member there, a staff member, good people. And really, it's not really their issue. The issue is that we need to appeal to our government that there are more programs for our young people. So we don't have, 45 students trying to get into a course that can only accommodate 15. We should have enough resources that we can have 3 of those courses going on concurrently. You see what I mean? Or there's another program somewhere else that they can be part of. And that's why we have a program called Elevated that is part of what we do here. That came out of the Marcia Week show, and we are teaming up with the leader of the opposition office, with the opposition office in getting it done. So it's a loyal opposition, and we're teaming up with them because they have the space, the resources, and so on. And Mr. Thorne, as you know, is very big on youth and education. So we are teaming up to make that happen instead of just criticizing, And this falls right into the right now. They have a team that is looking at crime. And this kind of program, Elevated, which is geared towards school leavers, because you could tell that there's a demand for it, right? So if you have a young person that have left school and they might not have gotten any CXCs, this is a program that they can be part of. And I want you to take this number down, 236-7000. 236-7000. Do you have a school leaver at home? Don't know what to do with them September? Send them to us. 236-7000. Send them to us from 16 years old and over. You don't know where to send them. You didn't get them into any program. There are no programs for them. Send them to us. Send them to us. Rose Corbin, who is qualified, highly trained. Last night they had a training session for some of the teachers on that program. So we ask you, I was on there just to say hello to everybody. Seeing that it came out of the show and I was gone because we have a coordinator of the program that came straight from the show. You see what I'm saying? So those of you who love to say that we come on here and they accuse us of coming onto the show and we don't do anything for society, that is so wrong. There are many more things that we do, but because of the dignity of people, we don't come on and we don't brag about it. Lots of calls and people that we take care of, and those of you who help us, help Caswell and myself and the others to take care of these people. You know who you are. And Caswell, he's led the way in this, where it's not just Unity Workers Union where people go there to sign up to be part of the union. It's a place where it's like a little supermarket and people can go and get stuff. And I really commend Mr. Franklin for that. And since he's joined the show, we've followed in his footsteps. And so my phone rings up to today, yesterday. Ma'am, I don't have any groceries. I'm an elderly person. I need food. And that happens all the time. But we don't come on and say it. I don't really believe in doing a lot of that. And then what I do, I call up my people. And those who are watching, they know who they are. And they help me. Today, someone said to me, listen, I will take care of that person in Britain's Hill for you. A man who is in a wheelchair. And it hurts my heart. And that man in the wheelchair, he said, I really also am calling on another lady that lives in my area. Can you help her too? And those kinds of things happen. And so out of this show, there's a lot of good that is happening. The Elevated program is a program for school leavers. Again, do you have school leavers and not sure what's going to happen with them September? When September comes, are they going to just be sitting around and on the internet? What are they doing? We have to find work for idle hands. Get them involved. 236-7000. Okay, call. And also, if you want to volunteer, you're a retired teacher, you love people. We don't want people that are going to be aggressive with the students. I wanted to put that a little nicer, but you know what I mean. We want people who are qualified, they're trained. Mrs. Corbin, she, makes sure, they had to practice up last night how to welcome the students. I was on and so on when she was taking them through everything that the teachers have to do. And these are retired teachers, but they're getting retrained. Okay. So I think it's a wonderful program. 236-7000. Send those young people to us. Once again, the TVET, did I say that correctly? Please, somebody correct me if why do I feel like I'm saying that wrong? BVET is right. TVET is right. Okay, I'm hearing that is right. But you know what I mean. It's that same the skills training program that the young man wanted to be part of, and we thank God that he's part of it. If anybody knows that grandma, and you can reach out to grandma. We would love to be able on here, the loyal opposition through the Marcia Week Show would like to be able to help in whatever way to make sure that he doesn't have to stop from school any day at all. That we can help him with some being practical. All right. So if you know grandma, please, right? And but we thank God that's part of the pressure of social media. And and I do hope though that even as parents, when you have signed up for a program, knowing how it is, and if they give you a deadline, do your best to follow what the guidelines are, and at least contact the school, go up to the school, call the school, let them know what is happening in the family, how things are, and up there, I know the staff up there, I believe if you explain all of that to them, they will hold this space for you, because that is the kind of staff that they have up there, truly. So I would say let's work together with these various institutions. Parents, do your best, okay? And let's work together, make sure that our young people are taken care of. All right. Okay, Sonia Perch, good night, and Sandra Watkins, and everybody seeing red. They're seeing red. They're seeing red. They're putting up all the stuff that's seeing red. Oh, guys, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. Yes, yes, you're so correct. You're so correct. We could have done way more. Yes, thank you, Barbados Training Board. Right, it's BVET, right? Okay. Yes, okay. So let's go. Let's go to the anthem. Let's go to the anthem. Let's go to the anthem. Yeah. Let's go to the anthem, guys. And yes, and so we want to thank God for that, but we're gonna go right to our anthem. We don't we got that's our theme song. Yes, people, that is what we're all about. And this is it here, okay? And as we are on tonight, I just want to say to everybody in the comment section that this is really why we're on. We're about this. We're about Barbados. We're not here to fight anybody. And we're not here for a fight. We are here because of this. And I'm saying to everybody, let's stay focused. We're not into distractions. Okay, we're not into distractions. We know exactly what we're about, and we're going to focus on that. Let me just correct myself. It's the Barbados Vocational Training Board. The Barbados Vocational Training Board is what I should have said earlier. And let me make that correction. It's the Barbados Vocational Training Board. And I know that they're doing a fantastic job there, taking care of our young people, and all the names of the people that were mentioned there they are really good people, but they are working with the hand that they were given. All right, it's a hand that they were given, and I'm glad that that has occurred. Again, once again, guys, let's stay focused. And we have something. We have stuff to do. Do not waste your time with people who are in the comment section trying to bring distraction, because that's what it's all about. It's about distraction. But tonight we want to stay focused, guys. Guess what? There is a Barbadian that is in. Is running tonight. Yes. And yes, this is her. This is her. And I think she's supposed to, based on what I'm seeing here, that that she is supposed to be running the 100 meters, and she has she has the fastest time, right? She has the fastest time. Okay, she has the fastest time going into the finals. And she's from Barbados, you all. It's not Jamaica. She's from Barbados, and her name is Kishana Niles. Okay, and at any minute now, we're going to be able to hear what the score is. I think Dave has another picture that he could put up that's a little clearer than that one, right? So this is Kishana Niles. Kishana Niles, there you see the Niles on her chest, and she is representing Barbados, and that is happening tonight. And we want to celebrate her. She's going in with the fastest time. All right, so we are waiting, and this is the World Championship, the World Athletic Championship. Okay, and this is her. And she is, and it's supposed to be at 7. This is saying 7:30, but we're going. We can't. We actually can't show it because of the copyright issues. But we are listening out to hear. You know, hopefully, we are praying that she will win, and we can wave the Barbadian flag, guys. Come on! And you know what is amazing about this? Loyal opposition is that this young lady is here representing. Yes, Ryan Bradford. Ryan, why you don't come on? Join me quick and talk to me about this. Ryan, I'm going. This is my friend, you know, Ryan. Ryan. I am looking for your number and to be able to send you a link quickly to see if you can jump on. Oh boy, and I cannot. Why can't I find the link to send to you? Ryan, let me know, indicate if you can come on, please. But listen, this young lady is representing a country that has invested zero in sports, zero in athletics, zero. You hear I tell you, nothing for these young people. But she is still wearing that blue, yellow, and black. She's still wearing it. She's standing there and she's competing with other athletes at their countries, possibly taking care of them. This country doesn't even have a stadium. There's no way for the athletes to train. I speak to the athletes. I do. Yeah. So Ryan. Oh boy, Dave, can you send Ryan the link quickly and let him just come on? You did. Ryan Bradford. Ryan, you have the link. Jump in here and give me 5 minutes, Ryan. But you know, when we think that this young lady, you know, we see Shade, the gold. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. We're doing this show together. Thanks for the correction. Not yellow. It's gold. Thank you. Right? When we see Kishana Niles here, Kishana is running. She is doing this against all odds. A lot of times the coaches have to pull their own pockets to take these children to meets. I speak with Alwyn Bob. I speak with coaches. The same Sade that they were, jumping on the bandwagon for Sade, this government. There is, I'm being told that the young guy Maloney, the Maloney son that does the car racing, and he does a good job representing Barbados. I celebrate all young people, but I'm being told that he is getting more money from the government than Sade is. And who is his father? His father is Mark Maloney. But this young lady is representing Barbados against all odds. You hear I tell you? Let me just bring in Ryan for a couple minutes. Hi, Ryan. Good to see you, my friend.
Hi. How are you doing?
Oh man. This is a pet peeve of ours. We're always talking about this, aren't we?
Yeah, just sports. As I said, they just need a revamp on a lot of. There's no vision. There's no vision, and there's no support in terms of helping athletes. And I think that we really need to take a deep look and see what's really happening.
Before you go any further, Ryan, I'm making that mistake again. Ryan, just tell the people who you are, right? Because you tell them who is Ryan Brathwaite. What? Because you were at one of these meets, weren't you?
Yes. So basically, my name is Brathwaite, and I won gold medal in 2009. I won World Athletic Finals, Golden League. Placed in the Olympics, 5th in the Olympics, and a lot of other top international meets have had high performance. And now, looking on, seeing the progress of Barbados sports and not seeing, the excitement to it. I think that we need to, as you said, revamp and come again. There's a lot of ideas, a lot of things that need to be done, and we're not seeing it as we supposed to.
Yeah. And this young man, I tell you, he ran in 2009 and won gold. Yes. And I mean, look at his face. Look at it. And you see that Barbados across his chest. And would you believe he did not? Huh?
I was small that time. No, I'd be eating good. So.
And Ryan Brathwaite, I tell you, that young man had to take a towel. He did not even have a flag. There was not even a flag of Barbados there. Usually at these meets,
they don't even know the whole story. Like, people think that you go on the stage and all this celebration that that was established was they think you get everything, but a lot of promises and a lot of chat. But what?
Yes. Well, we're hoping that this young lady, actually, back to what the story. Thank you, Dave. This is him. Thanks, Dave. This is Ryan Brathwaite. Do you see what he had with him there? The World Championship in 2009. He had a towel. Had a towel. It was a towel that he had over him. There was nobody expected anything. They didn't bring up a flag. Now, Jamaica, they have their flags, several flags in the audience, right? And you get a flag, and there Ryan had to carry a towel.
Yep.
Yeah, of Barbados, and this is why one of the reasons that we keep pushing this. It's about Barbados. It's about Barbados.
We need to as I said, we need to make a change. We need to set boundaries on, and even have a sports law, like sports laws in place in terms of helping backing athletes. As I said, we can't always depend on the government. You can't. Sometimes you gotta go out to come back in, and that's why I had to do it. Like, I had to leave Barbados to really set myself in a focus mode that I can perform, I can get to meets, I can compete each and every day, and and that's the problem within the Caribbean. Jamaica, they have a lot of track meets, they have track meets, so you will always get to, be prepared to perform on the outside of the Caribbean.
But Ryan, we used to have track meets in Barbados, but we can't have them because we don't have a stadium.
There's nothing going on. As I said, it's just chitter chatter. Like nothing really happening. Um, you know, there's no plan. We just talk and talk and talk and nothing happens. We really gotta get serious. Sports is a business, and sports is something that will help the younger youth, get out of trouble, stay in this path, and travel the world and see what's happening all over the world. But right now, there's nothing. Kids in Barbados can't even focus. They can't even have dreams and goals about accomplishing what is the next international meet, or if I can get to that standard of sports. Not only track and field, but in general, all sports and disciplines in Barbados. There's nothing happening. Right now, we should
go ahead.
Bubble. We should be the bubble. We should have a sports bubble in Barbados that we bring in numerous companies to come in and establish their showcase what they have to help the sports in Barbados. We don't even have a biomechanics lab anymore in Barbados to help the children, any athlete to fix their biomechanics, because that's what you really need right now in these times. Jamaica does it, America does it, other places does it. Why not Barbados? So we just
you're talking about that, but look at the screen, Ryan.
very talented.
This person here. This person says my wife and I are in an airport, and we had to give an athlete a bag to put the shoes he had in his hands. No proper gear. But then we expect this girl to do so well, Kishana, to do so well for Barbados.
It's bad. So it's like, what can you do? And you got.
Wow, she came third. We have to stop. She came third. DaCosta, are you sure? Let's see if we can find that race, guys. This is major. This is major.
Updating myself. It's been so bad, like on my end, in terms of I've been peeping at it, trying to get continue to get some results, look at results and stuff. But sports is in Barbados.
I think he dropped out. Am I still there, or is it? I think he dropped out. Wow, that is awesome, guys. That is something to celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate. We need to. She did this against all odds. Nothing to do with it. All odds. Yes, third place, third in the world, under 20. That is amazing. In Jamaica, we're going to run outside and lick the Dutch pot cover. Yes. Let's lick the Dutch pot cover for her tonight. I don't have any Dutch pot in my house. Yes, you're right. And we didn't even have a build up for her. Just nobody knows her. We don't know her. How we can have athlete out there representing Barbados and we don't know her? Where is the tourism? Where's the tourism people? Huh? How come there was no big thing? We don't even know the young lady. Huh? We don't even know the young lady. Ryan, we were saying in Barbados, we don't even know her. They didn't make any big thing about her.
That way said they don't look. If you go through the airport, who do you see? That's the question. Who do you see? They got Shadia on a cardboard. They got Sagarfi Showers up on little whatever they got it on, but they don't establish like all the other sporting disciplines that athletes who've accomplished. Not saying that you're feeling.
No, but they should have had you there as well.
Yeah, listen.
They should have Ryan Brathwaite. Ryan Brathwaite should be there. He won gold. He went to Olympics.
Right now, I just can't be I'm not bothered about myself. My problem is that I'm worried about the youth, the generation coming up with sports. When you're seeing a support, you know what happens? People forget real quick.
Yeah.
And it's real sad. It's sad that, they ain't broadcasting these athletes. They ain't even, like, for instance, if you win a medal or something and come back home to Barbados and you see a lot of these congratulations in these newspapers, they can be sued. Because not in Barbados, because that's sports law. It's not in Barbados, but in America you can't be doing stuff like that unless you get permission. These is a lot of stuff that needs to be changed. Because I say, athlete is a business person. They have to get help.
Yeah.
It's expensive to travel from this place to that place and do a lot of things. It's really.
Somebody's saying here, if you follow Bajan Athletics, you will hear her name. But what I'm trying to say to us, as someone born in Jamaica, you don't need to follow to know the name. This child will be all over the news and everywhere right now, because in fact all of them that's going, we start in Jamaica, they start to celebrate like they're winners before they get there, so the whole country understands. And do you understand the energy that is going behind that child or that young person? Because an entire country is behind it. Even if they come last, we're going to find some reason to say it's because of this or because of that. You understand? So we have to understand that as well. Right, it should not just be, thank you, Imperator, for letting us know that, but it shouldn't just be in the circle where we have, where it's the athletic circle. It shouldn't be just be that, I think that is very, that's not good. That's not good. We want to celebrate her before, and that's the problem. Right, Ryan, just a couple minutes, and then we're gonna,
Yeah, we just need to celebrate, boost the athletes. We can't always win gold. We can't always win silver. Sometimes we can't always win bronze. But, being at a level like that is a big accomplishment, and we I think we just see things at, oh, well, you gotta win a gold. You gotta do this to, for us to really be accomplished or acknowledge you. This is the mindset that was happening in Barbados. We're not looking. Oh, well, when we get to this level, we need to push them. We need to keep them in that path that they need to be in. But that's not what's happening right now. Nothing happened.
I see Mr. Alwyn Bob in. And this is not how we had planned the show to go, believe it or not.
Good evening.
Good night, Mr. Bob. How are you?
Hi. Good evening. I'm good. It's good to see Ryan after some time.
Yes.
A few pounds heavier than when I had him as an athlete. Yeah, but it's good to see him. And first, let me congratulate Kushana Niles for her sterling performance at the World Under-20 and secure the bronze medal.
Yep.
And I think that's a great accomplishment for her at this point in time. We saw her in the school sports dominating the 100 especially. And this is just another step up the pyramid to world, Commonwealth, and Olympic glory. So she's well on her way. She's joined the program in Jamaica to continue her training. And we're hoping that it brings her the type of success that we're looking for. So big congratulations to her as a coach and to all our handlers. Thank you very much for making us proud in this moment.
Yes. It's so wonderful to see both Shade and Kishana. They are training in Jamaica. And that's really what's supposed to happen, that we are working together. And it's not one against the next. We saw with the young lady from St. Lucia. She trained a lot in Jamaica, went to St. Catherine High School in Jamaica, and she won the gold at Olympics in the 100 meters. So Julian Alfred. And so we are working together, but I want to see, I was saying, Mr. Bob, that here is Kishana representing you know, in the ultramarine gold and black. Did I say that right? Yeah. That
Mhm.
you know, and here, you know, this is against all odds. This young lady is basically doing it on her own and putting on the Barbados colors, right?
Yeah, but on her own is a part of part of speech. But I believe that she would have been guided not here from her junior years, who saw her potential through her school coaches, and then they took the initiative and decided that instead of going into the university colleges in the states, that would
Mm-hmm.
take on the program within the region.
So
Yeah.
when I say on her own, in the sense that, I mean, she had to leave her country to follow her dreams. I mean, we don't have anything here for her, right? To help her to build on her natural ability and to hone the natural
That
ability.
that is a discussion that we need to have, and where we can look at what we are doing or what we can do so that those other athletes who may not be as fortunate as the Shade and Kishana and the others who may go on to university colleges, what are we going to do at home to ensure that they too are able to recognize their full potential? How are we going to use the University of the West Indies to help do that, produce those type of athletes at home? That is the discussion that we're going to start looking at.
Yes, and those of you who don't know, Mr. Alwyn Bob is a teacher here in Barbados. He's an educator, but he's also a coach, a fantastic
And
coach.
my former coach.
And Ryan's former coach, her gold medalist at the World Champs, is Ryan Brathwaite, and coached by Alwyn Bob. So you know, we're in the presence of royalty, and it was not planned. You know, it just happened. It just happened. But this is Alwyn Bob is fantastic at training and coaching for the hurdles. Is that true, Mr. Bob?
Yes, I am as at this point in time. Yes, that is my main focus. We have taken a lot of lashes in the last couple of years. Presently, there's going to be a clinic put on by the World Body in Grenada, of which I'm going to attend to be a level 2 instructor in hurdles. And I think that is very important where
Wow,
education,
awesome.
education, and learning, looking at new techniques and the way that we can get back some of our regain some of our lost ground in that event. That will help us go in a long way. Thank you,
Yes.
Dale.
Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. Well, Ryan, thank you for stopping by. I grabbed you because I
Yeah.
know where your passion is, and I want to just say to you, once again, thank you for holding that torch very high for Barbados in 2009 and giving our young people something to look forward to. Because I'm sure Kishana was saying, "Well, Ryan did that in 2009, and I can do it." There is Sade, and I want to advocate on behalf of Ryan. He didn't ask me to say it, but that he too have some kind of cutout or something, Mr. Bob, in the airport, because we need to celebrate all of the athletes that have done well in this
Yes, we
country.
do.
Yes,
Yes, yes, we
yes,
do.
yes. Thank you so
Yes,
much,
for
Ryan.
sure.
God bless you. Thank
All
you, Ryan.
right, bye.
Yes. Okay. Now, Mr. Bob, before we go
Strange.
into what we, because we're going to talk a little bit about our schools and the readiness of our schools, and I said I'm begging you at least 15 minutes of your time to come on to talk about that tonight. But let
Yes.
me just say, there are two announcements that I have to make, and with this first one, let me remove Mr. Bob from the studio. I want to use this opportunity to, this time, I would say, not opportunity, this time to say to David Ellis of Starcom Brass Tacks that I might have misquoted you on my last show, saying that you said that the DLP party is dead. And I want to just to publicly acknowledge that and to say that, sir, as I told you privately, I apologize, and I will do that And I promise you I will do that on the show. And because I believe in telling the truth. And so, that I know that's not what you meant. People listen and we gather different things from what people said. People say sometimes, because it happens to me, people go ahead and say, well, you said this, and I didn't. Sometimes it's what I say, people gather that from what I say, or it's inferred, okay? But he really did not use that terminology. So let me just properly apologize to Mr. David Ellis for that. I think that is important, that we do that. Now, Mr. Bob, we also want to mention that Miss Maisie Barker, Dame Maisie Barker, that she passed today, and she's one of those powerful women. Yes, I'm sorry to break it to you like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
we want to recognize that. I don't know, I wish we had a picture of her to put up, but Dame Maisie was a gracious lady committed to the DLP and Barbados. She was always present on the campaign trail. Her sense of style was something to be copied. To her family, I offer deepest condolences. May the ancestors receive her. May she rest in peace. And I just want to say that that we send our condolences to her family, Dame Barker Welch, Dame Maisie Barker Welch. Let me just say our condolences to her, and just to appreciate the opportunities that the DLP has offered women like Dame Maisie Barker Welch, a powerful woman, full of style. I remember when we were doing the Barrow film, Mr. Bob, that we got a lot of her hats. We were depicting the 30s,
Okay.
40s, and 50s, and she donated so many of her hats. I still have some of those hats and her dresses to us because she was full of style, right? And I just want to acknowledge her tonight, and the contribution that she has made to Barbados and to the Democratic Labour Party. May she rest in peace. Anything you want to say in her honor, Mr. Bob?
Yes, please. I just want to. I was young, involved in politics, and I remember that in 1986 when she even won a seat in the House of Assembly in the tough constituency of St. Joseph. And this lady represented the toughness of women and assertiveness, but still remain that delicate and that ladylike attitude. You can present a strong presence, but you can't be bombastic. And she commanded any attention when she reached the stage. So I remember her as a young person being involved in politics.
Yes. And the fact that, it's her, and I mean, she would have left such a legacy for all those women within the party, and that the strong women in the party representing the nation and carrying out the work in the nation. And I think that is really, really wonderful. Well, Mr. Bob, we've taken up some of our time, and I see my other guest who is there, Gaynell Crozet, is coming on, guys, and it's going to be awesome. She's going to be joining us, and I'm going to have to beg her for some time because I really want us to talk about the readiness of the schools, Mr. Bob. And you are a teacher. Yes. Go right ahead.
Yeah, it won't take long, but the school environment for work and study must be very important. It's very important. Yeah, at the beginning of the school, there must be a start to the school life on the very first day that signals to teacher and student that we are ready for learning. If there is construction still happening, if there is cleaning still going on, if there is a loss of the first week or the first week of schools, you're starting behind. And in the last 4 years, we've seen too many starts and stops, too many instances where the school term was interrupted because of environmental issues. And we are hoping that as we go into the 2024, 2025, 2024, 2025 year, that we can see less and less of this occurring because it interferes with preparation for exams. And sometimes we're questioning results. But remember what COVID did to this group of students who have now taken exams. So we have to look at exam results and loss of teaching time, even with the type of results. So we can't add those kind of not being prepared, the environment not prepared to what we have experienced, and we're still trying to navigate. So I'm hoping that those responsible for the schools which were having the issues, which we knew of from the all during last term and last school year, that they are well ahead of making sure that all schools are ready on the very first day of school.
Yes, sir. Now, I was actually speaking with someone that is in construction, and they said to me, would you believe, Marcia, that the Ministry of Education is just contacting us to work on schools? And this was it. This is Wednesday. This was at the beginning of this week. And that person was saying, would you believe that they are now contacting us? And there were so many schools that had issues, Mr. Bob.
Yes,
At the end of the school term. Why didn't they start earlier?
I do not understand what would have caused delay in terms of preparing, because the reasons why some schools closed early, some schools had to close during the school term, and you should be making preparation, making your contacts with those persons or who are going to tender to do the work to ensure that the work is finished in time for school. We have schools like Parkinson who still have issues. We have Wesley Hall who had major issues, and there are a number of schools who had issues, and they were not at the end of the term. They were well into the second term of a school, and we went to a third term of the exam with some of these issues still outstanding. So I'm saying that there must be a proactive response to school preparation, and the Ministry of Education and the minister and those persons responsible must see education preparing for school as early as possible, and ensuring that at the very first time that students and teachers in the school, that there's an environment that is welcoming and not one that you have to avoid going here or there or can't go at all.
Right. But and I sense something. I hope Dave can play it. It is a government tender notice, and they are just there's so many schools on this list. I'm seeing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There seems to be about 28 schools on this list that needs work, and these are primary schools,
And we didn't get to the secondary schools as yet.
We have not. There's about 28 primary schools are on here that needs help, that needs repairs, and they are just starting now. School is starting back. Isn't it about September 16th or so school starts back?
Well, I believe it starts the 11th for teachers with planning week, and then the 18th students of that week, the students come in the next week.
Yes, but they sent out the tender from in June, and it's only people who are contractors are telling me, they called me and told me that they're 2 weeks now before school starts, and this is when they're working. Work has started at Grisette's and St. Silas. That they only started last week. Will the work be completed for a timely start of the term? And the question is, will this government do anything right with all the money that we have? We've just spent $50 million. And you say, oh, you keep talking about it. Yes, we have to keep talking about it. It's not 1 million, it's not 2, it's 50. And I don't think these schools, Mr. Bob, would take even quarter of that to be fixed, to repair.
It is not a case. Right? It's not a case about money. It's about government organizing what is priority, and school and education affect the ordinary person in a great way. Our educational system, that is what the ordinary Barbadian will use to get himself out of the situation that he's in. So it should be a priority for government. No money should be spared to make sure that education and educational facilities are ready. I am seeing them see some designs, some competition for redesigning the school for the upcoming plan for educational reform. But is that education reform only in designing the building, the change of the building? Will we ever see those designs? How will it affect all the schools? Because if they're having issues with just minor repairs or repairs to school to start a school year, how then are you going to handle major infrastructural changes for educational reform? Is it that we're going to miss a whole school year?
This is really this is so much negligence here and mismanagement, and where we put our money and where we put our efforts. Where our efforts, we have about 28 or more primary schools, and as we said, we have not even touched the secondary schools that need repairs here, guys, and this is what is happening. We've just spent a whole set of money, and you're going to tell me, and you know what, a lot of times, as Mr. Bob is saying, they don't get to finish on time.
No.
And then what happens? Or the school starts, Mr. Bob, and then the children have to stay home.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, they have to stay home.
Yeah. But it's so showing us where the priority is at. We've just paid $250,000 to Marshall. Did you know that, Mr. Bob?
No, I'm not. I know he was at a concert, but I don't know that kind of money.
Marshall was paid $250,000 Barbados dollar, $250,000 he was paid. And I guarantee you there'll be schools this year that will have to be closed. $250,000. And we have a whole Ministry of Education. Were they closed in the summer? No, but every single year we're starting the school. So if we have money, so it's not that we have money, that we don't have money. If you $250,000, right? And look at what's happening to our schools. I guarantee you that they will not be ready. Because when they're finished the construction, Mr. Bob, they have to do industrial cleaning on those schools, right?
Yes, they have to, because then you have to clean up all the work and make sure that the debris is removed and the place is safe for having school. But I'm saying that, again, priority has to be people. It is not just about fact. It's not just about having a good time and allowing people to forget those things that they're going to go back to. Because after the crop over season, there's still the education. And education, as I said already, it is the bread and butter of the ordinary person, the ordinary man, the ordinary children who use that education to ensure that they look ahead and get ahead. So any caring government must make it a priority and make it a part of their policy that education must not be lacking, and preparing schools and having schools prepared in time for the start of school must not ever happen. They must be prepared on time. You can't continue like this. You can't make the same mistakes for the last 6 years. You can't be doing it, because then if you're doing the same thing, it says to the other person that the education is not important to this administration. And when they're ready, when the school's ready, they're ready. That's the
But
approach.
they're ready. They're ready. They can't be. That's bad management. Very bad management. We saw here in the school year last year, Wesley Hall, to get repairs. The teachers were unhappy. Some of these schools have rats running all over them, rats in the lunchroom, rats on the children food. What is going on? What is going on? That is the thing. You know, and we're spending 250,000 to one person, $250,000 one individual got. That was not even Barbadian.
Yes. That's really priority lines.
I wonder if there's any artists in Barbados that would ever get any money like that. I wonder how much money they're spending on each school.
Well, we'll probably take the minimum to see where they can cut the cost of repairs and see what they can hold for another school year. I am sure with if a contractor has revealed that they're not getting contact, they are not going to do the full repairs or full cleanup of schools. They are going to leave some of that work for another term.
Yes. And there's just this thing here on the screen that I'm going to research it, but you know, there's a whole lot going on with this, with that, what's happening there at the NCF, and how money is just being spent, and we're not seeing, you know, we're not seeing anything tangible for it, and that is really what we are advocating, folks. It's all about Barbados. It's really all about Barbados. We're standing up for this, okay?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Bob, thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
For coming on tonight, and for you know, for shedding some light on this situation for us. We really appreciate you taking the time to do that.
All right. Thank you and good night. And I'll be listening to the other remainder of the show.
Yes, sir. God bless you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes. Now, folks, this is very, very serious. You need to begin to ask the relevant questions. If your child was in a school last term and the school needed repair, begin to write to the Ministry of Education now. Be proactive. You see how they respond to social media, right? You see that? We gave a number and you guys called, you know, the relevant persons about that young man, and you see what has happened, regardless of which side of the fence we are on that. And we did make some qualifying statements about the situation at the start of the show. But what I'm saying to you is that begin to put pressure on the Ministry of Education. Don't just come on here and type in here and do nothing. Write to them. Ask them about the school. If you were going to Wesley Hall, write them. Are the repairs done? Contact the principal if you know them. Are the repairs being done? And it's not being done, go to the media. Don't sit back, Barbadians. We deserve better. We deserve better. Well, I have this wonderful, we're celebrating Bajans tonight, and there's a lovely lady here, Gaynelda Grazette. And you might be saying, Gaynelda Grazette? Who is Gaynelda Grazette? Because some of you might know her as Kudos. And a lot of you were sending me her video all the time. And you were telling me, get this girl, get this girl. Everybody wanted me to get this girl. And some of you, but you don't know her name. Okay? You don't know her name. But she's right here. And she's going to be joining us. But I'm going to ask Dave to just play just 2 minutes. But we're going to play little pieces of her work. So if we could play at least 2 minutes of her work, and then we're going to invite her to the studio. Go ahead, Dave.
So I come to address something about tomorrow, because certain things I just can't get swallowed. Because some of we have become oh so shallow, and after this, some of wanna might even unfollow. You see, I've shown you my talent, and I'm showing you my best. But today, I've got to get something off my chest, because I'm upset at the way my country is going down. Because some of you ain't going to be laughing for too long. Look around. Because politics in this place is just so hypocritical, and politicians backstabbing citizens is just so typical. Ain't nobody that like to skin the teeth more than me, because I'm silly, but time and place, because certain things need to be taken more seriously. I mean, I see bare things that I do not like nurses striking for money. You think that is right? Not when when I just find bare money for that Republic shite, a grand affair and huge stage with bare bright lights. Yeah, the celebration that we were prohibited to attend only by invitation, or if you had a political friend, excluded out the decision with no referendum, but all of it taxpayers' money when I get in and spend. When I find bare money to pay to clean up the ash, and the men rake it in one pile without any garbage bags, that time I pass and see about 10 men raking in one spot. What a waste. But let me talk about waste because I almost forgot. This sewage problem that y'all think this administration fix, where all the dudes leading in the swamp know it full of bare shit and piss. Y'all say y'all turning the whole country green, planting trees, no plastic green spaces, but mashing up Graham Hall Sanctuary. No, don't let me start money for your station when they get and move from town. To replace it with a green space when they get and lick it down. Hearse before the cure, that was never necessary.
All right, let's take a pause there.
To get and put them in wildy.
Welcome to Gaynelda Grazette. Welcome, ma'am.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Oh, wow. Listen, we are just so thrilled to have you here on the Marcia Week show. And you know, all of the viewers, quite a few of them were just sending your work to me all of last week and saying, Mrs. Weeks, you've got to get her on the show. So we are very thrilled, and we want to give you a big welcome to the Marcia Week show tonight.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Now, you know, we're watching your piece there, and so very well done. I mean, talented. People are saying they love that video. They don't know your name, but they always enjoyed your work. Well, she's Gaynelda Grazette, and her name is Kudos. That's her stage name, okay? And somebody say good night from Guyana. I mean, she is really talented and a full Barbadian woman of the soil. And we are so proud of you. And tonight we're talking about consciousness, tying it all together, consciousness and art, where they intersect. And so I want to understand, tell us a little bit about Gaynelda and your process. You know, tell us first, before you go to the process, just give me a little bit about yourself. Who is Gaynelda?
Well, Gaynelda is a fashion designer. What you see there, I'm an artist because I have all kind of talents. I dance, I do comedy, I write poetry, I do wearable art. I make stuff out of unconventional stuff. So I did a banana leaf dress, which a lot of people know for paper and etc. But most of all, Gaynelda is a person who's extremely passionate, patriotic, involved in the views of the country and stuff that's going on. I would say a free spirit. Gaynelda is a free spirit. Whatever I am inspired by, and most of all, I am who God says I am. So whoever God says I am that person.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Well, we are just inspired, really inspired, Gaynelda, by your work. And for me, I'm an artist as well. And I try to focus a lot on what's happening in society and bringing messages, positive messages, and being relevant, And so I want to talk to you about that. Why you're an artist, you're a fashion designer, you're a poet, you're a writer, you all these different things. But why is it so important for Gaynelda as one of her dresses, guys? Why is it important?
A lot of disposable masks. That's mask for the COVID mask that we had on. That's mask at the bottom of the dress.
So you use masks to make this dress?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! So you then dyed the mask to black.
No, there was black mass. There was black mass, and I sprayed them and put glitter on them, and obviously incorporated other fabrics and stuff. So that's mask also by the breast area. So I do basically do wearable art.
Wow, this woman is no, you. That is wow. That is amazing, amazing work, and it's the same kind of thing that you do with your poetry because you're basically using what is around you. You're
Right.
using the material around you. So the material during COVID, well, you had masks, so you use the mask,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then we saw the different, all the different social ills, and you use that in your poetry to bring a message out. Why is that important to use to marry the art with this with society and what's going on? Why is that important for Gainelda?
Because art is not only about the way it looks. I think that people get distracted by art and see it only as an art form, but art really is there to spark discussion. It's about how the person that is seeing it feels, the person that's hearing it feels. What does it pull out of you when you hear this? Does it trigger you? Does it make you think about what I'm saying? So for me, it is important because art basically, as you say, keeps things relevant. It also manages the passion and what is going on in society, at the present moment, but you're doing it in your own way, as in basically bringing it out in from you. But it's very important also, not only the artist but the person who is receiving.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it's
I
all about.
love that. I love that's very, very conscious. And that's what we're talking about, that consciousness that is in your art. That nobody's paying you $250,000 for it, but it's I mean it is doing
Don't let us start.
we probably should, but we'll talk about that a little later. But let's deal with this here because with all the different what's happening around you, and you're capturing the material around you and creating this piece of art that someone is saying that they have it. They're in the UK and they're watching it. So you see it on
Right.
the screen. They're watching it, Ganelda, in the UK. Because you dare to do that. Now, Ganeldo, you spoke on that little piece that we did, and we're going to do, show various sections of that particular work. You talked about what was happening during COVID when we became a republic.
Right.
And I want to know what caused you to write on that particular aspect of it, the ceremony.
Uh-huh.
Is it that as a Barbadian you wanted to be there? What really drove you to write on that?
I think in this country we do a lot of surface talking. So
Mm.
it's all right to talk about the leaves, but then you have to talk about the root of the tree, right? And there's a lot of things happening, moving parts when it comes to things that will affect us that the government does, but then we never have an input. There's never
Mm.
space for the citizens to say anything because let me be real, the Barbadians naturally are not people that like to speak out, you know? So when I saw all this discussion happening and we was talking about changing to a republic, but most people were lost at what that even means. What does that entail? Like they came and said they were educated people and explain, but then you just had a ceremony and you switch over.
Mhm.
But what does it? What about you have to obviously go and revamp all the laws and all these different things. So what about that part? It's not just about a celebration and saying, "Oh, we are free," and are we really free? Like, is it? Yeah, it's always this surface thing where we paint. We just put. It's like if you have a oil something, you just paint something over it, but underneath it's still rusty. It's
Yes.
still
Okay, I
rusty.
got you.
Yeah, so I feel like that is what propelled me to get her and speak out because I've always been that girl. I've always been a girl where the teacher gonna put outside the class because because I dare to say something, right?
Actually,
So
Pedro Gemeti say, look at Pedro Gemeti says, you get punished from in school for speaking out in my time, and
I've
you were just
always
saying
been
that.
that girl. I've always been that girl. My the children in my class will tell you, me, I was the one that they would say combative, because if you tell me something, I'm not just gonna accept it. I'm one of those white people. Why? I don't agree. And that always, but then eventually you realize that is a power. You come to realize that is a power. So I said, you know what? If we are going to have elections and all this stuff, I need to get up and basically say what's on my mind.
Yes. And you mentioned quite a number of other things. You mentioned about the sewage, about the nurses. So you, as a young person, you are very much intact, or
Oh yeah,
what you were in sync with what's happening in the country. Do you
right.
find that the young people were on that same page with you?
I think that Barbadians on the whole aren't very aware. Even just now you were speaking to Ryan Buffett about sports and stuff, and we like to say, the government, but look at us as a people in a whole. Like, when you have things happening in country, if it's gossip and stuff, it will get all the legs,
Yes.
it get pushed wrong, it get whatever. But then when it comes to knowing who our people are that actually are, as this person saying, that is hope, people that are actually doing things to help push forward the country, we never clap for them. So it's more about us as a people. Spoke about same Marshall Montano getting 250,000, but at the same Soca 5.0, because I had I dressed Alison Hines in night of that show, so it was there, but I went back as a designer because obviously you do your research, and I watched it on TV. And I was very angry to see a big able Trinity flag in the middle and no Bajan flag. So like, even in the making up of it, when you were looking for
You mean in the
soccer,
decor?
no, yeah, Soccer 5.0, it was a show that was broadcast for people to watch. So when I went back and watched it on YouTube, it did not give This Is Barbados, even though the show was amazing. It was a good show, but I felt like when it comes to patriotism, that we need to step up more.
And you are I can you spoke about patriotism. You said you're passionate and you're patriotic. Where did you get that instilled in you, of being so patriotic?
um I was say from the time I was small, my parents always had me in the arts. So I always say that I was blessed to be able to express myself on radio. So I was in everything from brownies to swimming to builders club to dancing. You name it. I was even on time to sing. I can't even sing, right? So so I was in so I really, had that in me to put myself on stage from very early. The NIFCA, and I think that is a part, wanting to go there and show people this is what we have as Bajans, and that's what
Ah,
carries with me still to this day, where it's like, regardless of what I'm doing, I'm pushing myself to go international because, I want to go there and represent my country.
wow, just as though this young lady, we had an athlete tonight who won a bronze medal at the World
And nobody
Championship.
was sharing, right? But when they got the
Nobody
things
is
going on,
Sean and
every
Iron.
every every group chat that's got all these killings and this and that, we don't put the same amount of energy into spreading the word about our people. So really,
Wow.
actually, we need to. That's what I talk about surface level. We always talk about things on the level, but then when you dig down further, we have to be able to take accountability and look at ourselves. And really, actually, I don't see us as patriotic as we should be.
Mm. And why do you think that is? You said you from a child you had that instilled. What can we do as a people? How can we instill that in our children? That patriotism in our children.
First, we need to reinvest in us as a people. Same to talk about Marshall gang 250,000. I was so angry, crop over there jumping. I thought our music was so good this year, and still they forced training music down our throat. I jumped crop over there and I heard old training music like Palance and thing. You got old Bajan music like Rough One and thing. What if you want to play old music, you don't play old Bajan music? So it comes back to the mindset. And if this is what we are putting out, how do we expect the youth to know what is being a Bajan if the adults, because children are not what you tell them, they do what they see. So if we are not as patriotic, and then we look at youth and say the youth this and youth that, who raised them? They didn't raise themselves. So we are seeing basically a result of what we invested. It's basically like you reap what you sow, and that's why you don't cry, don't you? Because for me, it's like we need to look at us. We need to look at us as a people and see what it is we are passing on to them. So how are they going to be patriotic when the same singers that we have, we don't push up our artists and stuff? So let me say a young person has talent. They don't have any drive or any calling to want to do it because it looks like, would they make it away with that? You know what I mean? So
Yes.
we have to put our people out there so that the other people will be like the younger talent. Same thing with the runners. If you have a boy on the block that he's fast and he can run, why would he want to get it and push himself in sports when we don't have a national? You know how serious a country has to be to not have a national stadium? And you have botanical gardens that built right facing it. That was a lot of money. So it's like always this thing where it's like the things are right in front of your face. You push down for your station, but people been complaining about the bus terminal forever. It had rats, it had bad bus, and it's directly opposite. So why the money that went there instead?
Wow, guys, we really need to be listening to our young people. Let me just pause right here. Get out of my gosh. I'm just totally impressed with just your, because they tease me and say I'm Jamaican. I was born in Jamaica, but I'm pushing Barbados. They say, oh, that Jesus. No, but I'm just patriotic.
I take that Jamaica. I love Jamaicans for the fact that they always say this is us. This is us. And I think that they just need to basically do the same. This is us. Give the world us.
I'm very. This is my adopted country, and this is what I'm pushing, guys. I needed to share this live. If we were on here, and we were talking about last weekend, you all would be sharing up this live. So we need you to share this live right now. This is a future here, right on here tonight, and I mean, do you hear what she said? Do you hear what this woman is saying on here tonight? We talk about our young people, and we talk about the violence, and we talk about, how they dress and they speak and how they carry themselves. Well, here she is tonight. And she's teaching us, so I needed to pause. Everybody pause. If you have not shared yet, pause and share, because you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this tonight. I listen to you, and you're talking about being patriotic and being willing to speak out. But there is an issue that I notice here with a lot of my Barbadian people, is that fear. I saw a video of a young man. I don't know if you saw it, but he was saying a lot of things like you're saying and making comments a lot of what is happening in society. And again, Elder, he literally had a thing over his face, looking like he was from the Taliban, right? Just his eyes showing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he did that because he did not want to be dragged on social media. He was scared that people might think he's being political, and then he might, they might just do stuff to him. And he was scared. So why? But you are coming out with these hard hitting spoken word pieces. Aren't you afraid?
No. I think that God called me, basically. Because there's no way that God is going to give somebody bravery and wisdom and all these things, and then they'll call you to do it. I always say people don't understand the fight, because being brave is not something no one chooses to do. Rosa Parks didn't get it and was like, tonight again, I tell the people again, not that bus. In the time was civil rights movement, but she was chosen, and no, we can say no anywhere on any public transportation. So it's like there's always people who are called to do resistance, and as long as you know who you are, you just have to do what you have to do. It's simple as that, and if God gave me the ability to do it, then I'm going to do it.
Wow. Oh gosh, I'm getting inspired. Dave, can you play a little bit more of that that piece from Genelda Grazette, Kudos? Can you play another piece, please? I mean, we're getting inspired, aren't we? Oh wow.
Lord, if a conversation happen again, this time around at least 15 were dead. And just after the big move, they had a big fire in Nelson Street. and the neighbors try so hard, the house is still burned down to the feet. Then you could call a big conference and make a big scene, talk about one violence, and got the other Caribbean countries laughing at me. But to my shock and horror, when I look at my phone screen, you could be continuing doing this. So what the hell does this mean? Or let's say what it seems. You see, we as Bajans, we are so quick to forget. So the politicians, let's get there with teeth and neglect. Cause the biggest one that I cannot yet decipher is how they say turn around and use St. Clair as an advisor. Not St. Clair when a bash and so he go in jail, and that he takes so much money that he can't even get bail. The day a politician get locked up out here, or you get stripped naked and run out in the broad light today. Call Gabby say, that bitch is mine, I got mad anytime. Despite what they say, I got mad anyway. But you sure that bitch is yours? Cause the way it is looking just now, we gonna ask permission to go down on that. Sure. Cause they're selling everything left, right, and center, and all the benefits going to the foreign investors. Man, I know we passive, but we can't be this blind. Cause Barbados really is one of a kind. Who are here to complain and on social media to speak the mind, but when elections come round, they hold out the hand for a dime. I mean, no politician ain't got to do nothing for me personally, as long as I see them helping the community. Because when you get and sell out and give a nuisance a vote, you're going to live in the same country with the cost of living cut in your throat. Riots in the land! Riots in the land! Riots! Riots in this island! Because sometimes I just want to move like butter and burner and mash up things. But if it's a Walmart revolt, I make a make sense. You see, we were handed independence, so we think we above it. But if you don't know your history, you are bound to repeat it. We need to start laughing at new candidates. And nothing wrong with voting for independent. Listen to both sides and know what's happening. And don't tell me no shit about I didn't want to vote because I was working the government. But let me tell you something, called this ain't just start. A lot of these politicians ain't got no good heart. Them in it for the money and to raise them own pockets while launching with your beer debt, but you ain't to talk about these topics. I feel that it's be competing to see who can top it, to steal the most money, but guess what? We can stop it.
Oh my word. Oh, goosebumps. Goosebumps. This is art, guys. This is art that they would not pay her $250,000 for, because she's not telling young people to walk up and gyrate and to do whatever. This is about consciousness. She's speaking to our minds. She is look at the chat. I don't know if you can see the chat. I don't know. Look at this chat. These are people from not just Barbados. Look at this chat. Look how they've put up some of this thing that is here. Let's celebrate this girl here tonight, man. Let's celebrate. Oh my gosh. A young person, and she has talent, and she could use the talent to do this kind of work of educating, agitating, motivating. This is powerful stuff, folks. This is powerful. She had commentary on so many different topics and doing it unafraid. Unafraid. Just take the moment and soak this in. Because you did this in COVID, and look at what it's doing now, Gainelda. Look at the people. Look at what's going on. You're muted, Gainelda. You're muted. Gainelda, you're muted. She's not hearing. Unmute. Oh my goodness. As she unmutes, guys, you've got to share. This is powerful stuff. Why aren't you? It's not unmuting. You have to unmute. Okay. Okay. You might have to go out and come back in, Gaynell. Leave and come back in, and let's see. Unafraid, unfiltered, love it. Unafraid, unfiltered, love it. Gaynelda, could you just go, leave and come back? Let me send her a message. Oh, she's on now. You're on now, Ganeldo. We want to hear her, don't we? Let me see if we can send a message to her to go and leave and come back. Uh, I wonder if she would hear me and to just leave and come back. Oh man, aren't you guys inspired tonight? Isn't this inspiring? This is coming from our youth. And do you see when she told, do you remember when the prime minister was on the, showing the gun sign? Who remember that? Who remember that? This prime minister was on a stage showing the gun sign right here in Barbados. And thinking it's cool. And look at what's happening now with crime and violence in this country. 32 murders by the gun. A young child sitting in her doorway, 12 years old, and shot in right here. The bullet pierced her like she's Jesus. When you look, you see the hole going through the picnic hand. Huh? And this girl could capture that. Let's bring her back in. Ganelda, are you there, darling? Can you hear us?
Yes, please.
Wonderful.
Yes,
wonderful, wonderful. Oh, goodness. Wow. This is powerful stuff. Unafraid, unfiltered. People say, somebody said, the only dialect missing is, no. Well, can I give you a little joke about that? I said that in a chat and in a Christian chat, and let me tell you, I clear out the whole thing. I didn't know it was something bad, but anyway. But no, you said something you talked about a leader, one of our leaders was showing the gun sign on the I'm surprised that you would put that in. I mean, again, somebody said they're afraid. Okay. You had that, you talked about that because I saw that. And as someone born in Jamaica, I thought that seemed a little irresponsible. Do you tie that in any way to what's happening now with the crime and violence in our country? Do you see any connection to that? To what's happening now?
Well, maybe not. Well, maybe not only directly that, but on a whole, there's a lot of things that ties in with this youth that I think that we don't look at either. It all stems from a lot of us saying things like, "My children can't lack for nothing," right? So you give your child from young a PS4 or Xbox, and they play things, shooting games all day. What you think that happened? What's happening there? You're teaching them to think that killing is fun, killing is nothing. You're desensitizing them to certain things, but they must have a PS4 because everybody in the got a PS4. They must be able to play these things. So it's like a lot of us has also contributed to the minds of where the young people are. We got songs where we promote things like girls want gunman in the hole.
Really?
But then when the boys be gunmen, we say, yeah, they got a song that be like that, and these say that obviously get played. And I'm not saying that there wasn't always gun music, because every time, we like Bounty Killer and all these people. But these children are very different, because if you look, we transitioned into technology. They were born into it, which they'll actually look at it very differently. And I think that that's where we miss where these children minds are at and how big influence is. Okay, look at the example of the little children going accents. They are watching American shows and they have Bajan parents, Bajan friends, Bajan teachers, but they have an American accent. So what else are they picking up? It's so deep. It's so deep. So deep. Their minds are being infiltrated different to us. I actually saw a study recently that said, the consumption of social media and stuff, the brain wasn't made for so much information. So what happens? It scrambles your dopamine receptors. So imagine from a baby, we put children in front of a tablet and they can't do nothing without having devices. You see babies crying and then you give them back. It's literally like a drug to them, you know. So therefore, whatever's coming through there, we have to be more serious about it, because they're not like us that saw the transition. They take this thing to a different level. Is like a way of life for them. So we don't actually see how much they're being influenced by these things. So we have to be more intentional on what we let our children see. Parents give their children phones and stuff and don't even check back to see what they're talking about. So your son having beef with boys in group chats until you don't even know that your son has beef, because you don't look. You don't know what time your girl child going to sleep at night. You have a predator in your home, because one time your parents call we in the street like, come on, you gotta be inside. But you know you child protected. No, you child got a device, you in your bed, and you don't know a 37-year-old man talking to your 50-year-old daughter. You know, so it's more about being very more active as what we did. So it's like we reaping a lot of what we sow.
We're reaping a lot of what we sow, and we're having
seeing repercussions, you know.
Yes. Can you hear her? Oh my goodness, this is very very powerful here tonight. You know, Genelda, you were speaking.
And I think that's what happening to a lot of the younger generation.
Yes. I wish this is guys, this is why I would love to be able to have an interview like this, you know, face to face, so we don't have any issues with the internet, because she's stuck again. I'm going to see if if she could leave and come again, because we want her wheel and come again. So Genelda, you know, feel free to leave and come again. I think, Genelda, it might be your I know she has a background on, and it might be the background that is an issue. Dave, can you play again? Play the remainder of it while we wait on her.
Yes, we can stop it. Put the power in our hands. But first, we must be more aware of what's going on in this land. The most important thing right now is to vote in an opposition. Let me share with you my proposition. Ever had a friend that like various men that don't want you to tell them when they're wrong and want you to pretend? You see, this dictatorship style ain't working for me, because the truth is sometimes you need that voice to disagree. To keep things fair and bring another point of view, sometimes out with the old and in with the new. But you know the Godson seats that already secure. And if you know where I live, you know that one down there for sure. But the shaky ones, we need to attack strategically, and don't tell me the rest ain't ready, because someone wanna accustom voting blindly. For the last time, not I wanna vote for people wanna never see, and they still do want ask. I know someone wanna will agree with me. So right now we need to move some. Don't take it personally. We got to treat this like a case and we's the jury. You see, we got to treat this like a case with prosecution and defense, and listen to both sides and conclude what makes the most sense. Because if we do 30 seats to one side again, it's going to be a grave offense. And how the economy looking, it's going to be our children's expense. But what I know, it ain't got nothing to do with this. Just a divisory plan that we need to dismiss. The two Barbadoses, we need to come together in unity, and voting in an opposition is the best thing for the country. I've got a dream like Martin Luther King and stubbornness like Rosa Parks. Because what I come to tell you, it coming from my heart. In a country that black balls, yet I ain't got no fear. Because to change history, Mandela sat down for 27 years. For the first time, so many people aren't participating. But let me tell you something, not voting is still voting. Because if you got 20 people and only 5 vote for the next, then you basically vote for the winning side, because you didn't vote against. So I beg you along and hard to go along to the polls. I know enough of we lost faith, because who feel it knows. But we need to do something to end this drought, Go on tomorrow and make that vote count.
Oh wow, listen. Oh my gosh. Gaynelda for Prime Minister. Gaynelda, you said something there that really tug of my heart, and I'm a firm believer, and that's one of the reasons I do this show. Gaynelda, you said that Barbados, you're telling Barbados, we need an opposition. We need a strong opposition. Why is that important to you?
Because for me, we choose sides, right? We treat politics like if it's sports. I just want to be on the winning side, but we don't see the part it plays in being your eyes and ears. If you look and see, anytime a party is out of government, that's the most time they tell you the truth, right? That's the most time let's get information coming out. So when you have a government that is all well on one side, this is why when I was walking on the bridge and the monument and town was building, I literally, because I listen a lot, right? It's here more than people say it's here. I could hear people chattering like, what's this? What is that building here? So we just never know what's going on because you have no opposition in there to push back. You have nobody to come and tell the citizens, okay, this is the next move. So we just see the money getting spent and you never know what is going on until it's over. So you don't, so every time there's some people come, we be like, oh no, B and D. But from the time you take part in the division, they win already. That's why I don't play aside, I don't do politics. I can be a political grasshopper. I vote for who I think is best at the time, who's beneficial, that kind of thing. I don't do sides because the point of it, they don't care which side you vote for as long as you're divided. So that's the same thing. We need to stop choosing and because loyalty to a party seems like craziness to me. If you commit to a party and you like this person, and let me say you sign on for B, and that person leaves and you got another person coming in, who's to say this person has the same views as the last person? So how can you stick with a party wholeheartedly and just be like, I am a B or I am a D, when there's different moving parts all the time, different people, different views, different motives, So
yeah,
is opposition to me
real
is our eyes and ears.
Yeah, this is consciousness coming from a young person because that is my view. And Gaynelda, that's why I'm doing the show. That's why the show exists. Because I really, from in the bottom of my heart, they cuss me all the time. They call me all kinds of names, Gaynelda, but truly, I believe the same as you do, that there must be a strong opposition in Barbados. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. There does need to be a strong opposition.
And at the end of the day, if we claim that we are a democratic country, of course you need another side. You can, because nothing is worse. People think that it's bad to vote for the lesser of two evils, but it's even worse if you only have one option. It's worse if you only have one option.
Do you think right now with what is happening in Barbados? With what is happening in Barbados now, do you think that people feel they only have one option?
Yeah. Because right now, the other, you had the crossing over and stuff. To me, I don't know. I don't rate the crossing over. If it is to me that you had left the party and start a new party, because that's what I think we need to. We need other options besides what is there. So besides B and D, I think we need other people to raise up and start parties and stuff like that. But if you had went against, but you was fighting with these people, you were against their views, and then you cross over to say, I on this side, it's giving me disloyalty to me. It's giving traitor. It's giving, when it comes to them things. And then it's like, we see these people are friends even outside of that. So it's like, it's just a big, politics is a big game. And if you don't play along, then we have the power. But I think that people really feel like they have no option at this time, especially the fact that Barbados are not people that speak out. So there's so much people right now that are suffering. There's so much people that are going through things mentally. There's so much people that feel like there's so much going on in the country, but they're scared. They're of course afraid to speak. Because everybody would write something in the comment section, but the same you said to put a face, an opinion is a whole other story.
Can you repeat that? Repeat that. Repeat, Gainelda, repeat what you just said about putting a face in the comment. Can you remember what you just said? Because say it again for my lovely face.
To put everybody would comment in the comment section, but to put your face or your opinion is a whole nother story in this country. Because now everybody knows who you are, you know how it is. We have a lot of yarfolism. So I've had people cuss me too. I've had people tell me all kind of things just because I comment about stuff, but that doesn't do anything for me. Stand up and say your views. Stand up and say your views. You know, I'm brave enough.
Yes,
that's all right.
Wow. This is just awesome. I mean, we've gone over the time, another 5 minutes or so, my dear. Oh Lord, I wish the Wi-Fi was working better. You know, you have to come back some other time. But oh Lord,
I know that the devil trying to get us.
You know, Gainelda, listen, folks, you all need to make it possible that I can have a sit down interview face to face with Gainelda. Who's for that? Give me a thumbs up that let us do this again with Gainelda, but we're going to sit down and we're going to have this face to face where we have no interruptions because we want to learn from you. You know, oftentimes, Gainelda, we get together and all of us the same age and we think the same, and it's good to hear. It's refreshing. For me, that is, you know, and I know everybody here is loving it. It's good to hear what it is that you have to say. Let me ask you a question, Gainelda. This is, you know, you wrote this particular piece during COVID, which was probably about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, right? 3 years ago.
It was 2021.
Yeah, we're here now in 2024. What are some of the issues that you would, if you were writing a piece now, what would be some of the issues that you would put in your piece?
I would definitely write about the gun violence right now that's going on. Mm-hmm. You know, I probably will write it from the perspective of the youth. Trying to put myself in their shoes because I think that's what we don't see.
And what is the perspective of the youth?
As I said, we invested in.
What is the perspective of the youth?
I think that the youth I don't think that the youth think that there's hope. Barbados has become a dream killer, basically, as a creative on this side. It pains me so much to see that we have so much talented people in our country and we do not invest in them. Cynthia was talking about sports and all these other things. So if you have a young person that's watching, let me say their parent. I'm watching my mother work really hard. She even went back to school in her 40s and all this thing. And I still see my mother work to the bone. So we don't even see that things like raising the cost of living all the time. You think that they're not looking at that. So when you realize your mother's struggling and she's doing everything the right way, you think that I want to go back and follow and do it the right way? I want easy money now. You know, so we don't ever see that. All the things that are happening in our country are really things like the fact that everybody sees, people always talk about conflict resolution, but the children are not even having enough time together to farm, learn how to solve conflicts. Everybody head in the phone, like people talk about the zombie apocalypse. We are zombies. We have become zombies. It's so scary to see the way how I see all the young people basically where the youth just sitting down staring in the phones. They literally do nothing. So how are you going to know what you're good at? You know, like how you are going to have dreams and hopes when this is all you do there, and people are actually proud. You will hear parents say things like, my daughter don't be outside and she just be in the car and push your phone or whatever, and you think that's saying to report it, like that's actually crazy to me because it's like their whole youth is wasting away. We wasn't only playing. What we don't see is that when we was outside playing and climbing trees and things, we wasn't only playing, you know. We were critical thinking. We were learning how to problem solve. We were learning how to we had to learn how to socialize with each other. You know, if you want a fruit, you got options. You got pelt, you got climb it in that tree, or you got a stick. So it's like you always were challenged by simple things. These children are not being challenged. They are not learning how to solve. and then their attention span is extremely short. The teachers are leaving their profession in droves all over the world because it feels like they're just there. The children are not, they are not paying attention because the attention span so short. You on social media taking in all of this. You're literally telling a story in a minute, where you could see people tell a story in a minute from beginning to ending, and you know, content and stuff. You think that children sit down in the class for an hour and taking anything after a while, they are zoned out. So it's like this generation and the things that we just see as surface is really bad, and that's why things are it's going to get worse every year. Look at the common interest, the private schools is beat with every year. There's a reason for that. They said that they give away scholarships. Year before they said they gave away 25. The year after that was half, it was 12. You know, so it's like if you look, there is a decline happening, and nobody wants to look at the root of what is happening. Why in 2024 we aren't giving scholarships to creatives? You're still only doing science scholarships and stuff. So we sit down and let children see this amount of professions on the internet, and then we want to give them this amount of options. So therefore, that happened to me in school. I felt really slighted in school, and I'm about to be 36. When I was going into 4th form, our principal came and said everybody needs to pick a foreign language and science. No, you had no idea what I wanted to do. I had already made my mind. I wanted to be a fashion designer from I was 14 years old. And after that, to be honest, like I never even told my mother this or anything. I purposely failed CSCs and stuff because I felt like, why am I here? You know, I always was a girl that knew what I wanted, but you never gave me the opportunity to be myself because you decide what I wanted to do is not important. It's just a hobby. You know? So that's the way how a lot of young people feel. A lot of the things that they're interested in, there's no programs for them. There's no legs. There's nobody investing. There's nobody interested. You either still the same thing we got lots of lawyer, bank manager, accountant, we still push up these things, and the people who actually are the ones who just go there and put Barbados on the map, which is runners and artists and all of that, we are not paying $250,000. See what you say? We got we own superstars, and we will never pay them that kind of money. But you bringing in people to pay them that money, and what makes it worse that we don't see as business. We keep supporting this stuff, but the money is not recirculating, and that's a reason why the economy is just the way how it is too. So all of that we'll talk about, because if we don't pay our own people so that our own people can pay other people and the money recirculate, and we keep giving the outsiders. So we have people like Afrobeats artists coming in crop over now again. Oh, this $1,000 I don't know about the business. You know what I mean? Things like Harvard Master. I always say I start supporting Harvard Master. Where are you the seat to take money to go back? Long about your business where we could get to be own boss, and they just watch we but Harvard Master before we own boss. All of these things as business we have to wake up and see that it's not conducive to us. It doesn't make sense. So when you think the youth don't see all of these things, so Barbados feel like there's no hope. It feels like a dream killer. People literally walk up to me and ask me all the time, girl, why you still here? And think it's a compliment because you're telling me that I have to leave my country to be successful, but then all kind of people could come in here and access money. How you think that people like me feel seeing things like that? You know, that anybody could come and get $1 billion, but then when it comes to us, we are always slated. We are always pushed on the back burner. You got talent, so that means you are going with your business called we ain't supporting you. That's what it feel like, and people actually think it's a compliment telling me things like that. Like, girl, you got guilt outside the Barbados, you're getting them in here, huh? But all kind of other people coming and accessing your money. I don't understand.
Wow,
so
this is
it
so
goes
deep.
back to as a creative, and it's not. I am not just speaking for myself. This is discussion that creative have all the time. But as usual, just you know how it is. We don't speak up about anything. So the youth has, and then when it come back to even like letting the youth know what is Bajan, I feel like they don't even understand. So that's why today they can be infiltrated by all kind of things. You know, we were speaking about Jamaica. To me, they are more patriotic for us now. We don't pass down things like cuckoo. We ain't teaching the younger people. So eventually, how we got a national dish rank, eventually when old people die out and stuff like that, who can get this cuckoo? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that will continue to be diluted as you go along. You have a shift in the way the youth does act because they don't know what it is to be Bajan, which goes back to the same patriotism I spoke about. You know? So
Oh gosh, this is,
it's a lot.
you know, you said something,
especially when you
here.
can see, and people don't understand how hard it is to see.
Whew, you know, you said something, and I want to, you know, you talk about the Barbados is becoming a dream killer, that the young people have no hope. Are we hearing her? Because we're asking about what is happening to our youth. Did you hear her? A lot of times, you know, we judge, you know, we do a lot of judgment again of the young people, or we don't listen to them. You heard? Did you hear her? A lot of the young people believe that this is a place that kills dream. It's a dream killer. When people's dreams are, they feel like their dreams are killed, what happened? There's depression, right? And all kinds of things that's not, you know, it's not great that begins to happen to you emotionally. So, Ganelda, wow. So do you really think that is part of what's happening with our young men, that they feel hopeless? Why all does that, do you see a direct correlation with the crime?
For sure.
And
also it's like we don't ever see that the higher the cost, because we are erasing the middle class right now, right? So you know what's going to happen. Going to get, because everybody matters, which is the people who actually just want to be comfortable enough to live a certain way. You know what I mean?
Okay,
so everyone raise those people, and you separate Barbados even further, and then you have.
We want to hear what you have to say. Ganelda, I'm going to ask you to go off again and come back on. This time, is it possible? Do you have a background? Have you put up a background? Is that the virtual background you have there? Okay.
No, that's real.
Okay. So it's just, so probably if you come back on, and let's try without your camera. I hate that because we want to see you. Try without your camera to see in terms of your bandwidth. We want to hear you. I want to hear what you have to say about the middle class and so on. Okay. So leave or just turn off your camera. And let's see if that helps.
Yeah, something happening.
Listen, folks, as she sorts that out, okay, she's got it. Yes, Ganelda, speak and let's see if it's any better. Came back on. Let's see if that's any better. I'm hearing you. Let's see if that's better. Are you near your internet box? Okay, that's all right. Next time you're gonna try to move. Okay, she's gonna try to move, and let's see if that is going to help. Oh my God! Somebody said we can't lose her. Listen, we can't lose her. This is good tonight, guys. This is amazing tonight. Have you shared? Ask yourself that. Have I shared yet? Use this time to share. Send it to somebody and tell them, turn on the thing. Turn it on. Log on. Log on. This is amazing, guys. Oh, wow.
Can you hear me still?
Yes, I can hear you. Let's continue talking, and let's see. You were talking, I was saying
that the erasing of the middle class.
Mm-hmm. Yes, continue. It's much better.
So when you erase the middle class, comfortable, right? Majority of people don't ever want to be rich. So when you erase the middle class, you are going to turn your country in a serious place of violence, because if the youth feel like they don't even can make it to the middle, and the jump seems so far to get on the other side. We already know one of the playbooks of capitalism is poverty. There are two things that happen, and I think that we don't even realize that's why a lot of violence. People are angry. People have a lot on the land things. So that's like the girl that I see stabbing at the girl at KFC. That was so uncalled for, but I feel like people are on edge because they don't know how to express themselves, because they're hurting. They are going through stuff, and that, so you are going to see a lot of other triggered violence. which we don't want that as a small society. We do not want that as a small society. And I think that that is what is going to happen
So,
to the youth, because
Elder,
it's
you're
like, if
saying right now,
go ahead.
you're saying right now that that gulf between what's happening with we're wiping out the middle class. You're saying, and so people are
Yes,
finding you're finding now that people are thinking it's hard to achieve anything financially and
correct.
economically, and
Yes, especially if we don't invest in creative. So even like how Ryan was and all these people, it's like we would invest in the person, but what about the system? So we always think about no instead of like the long haul. We are very reactive instead of proactive. So if we want to really get, and then we talk about tourism, but we only do leisure. Yeah, there's something called sports tourism as well. So if we are serious about sports, then all of those things we need to look into. So if you got a boy on the block that he's fast, but if you realize, well, in this country you don't get no way as a runner, he rather go on T for close a boy by gunpoint, because what makes sense, and it makes sense using my talent, but you don't get no way here. That's the way how it is feel.
right. Wow. Wow. Oh. Oh goodness. Kenelda, this is everybody's messaging on me on my phone there. Kenelda, what else do you want to say to us before you go tonight?
Um, I just want to say that it's important for us to understand who we are as a people first and foremost. I think that that's where we need to get back to, right? When you understand who you are, then you could only make a game plan from there. If it is that we are influenced so much by the outsiders, because that's exactly what happening to the world. It's not only Barbados. The Western society has basically taken over everybody's perspective. Even though when we look at them, they are a mess themselves. They have the worst leaders, richest places, but have the most homeless people, a lot of shooting, can't control the violence. Like, why are we taking cues from people like them? So we have our youth looking at social media and all these other things, taking cues from these people, even though that the results are very clear that these people don't have their act together. So when you know who
Right.
you are, you look at yourself and you want to fix instead of looking externally. And when we get to and do that and push up our people, we have people here that are very talented and the goats of this country and they are somebody, but I feel like they just are very intentional of making them feel like they are nobody you know so when we push out our people and we learn to put our people in the foreground, and we come back to culture and understanding how to ground ourselves as a people, things will change, things will go back. It's not that we never have violence and stuff, but it's way worse, and that's because we basically losing ourselves as a people. If you ask the youth what it means to be Bajan, I don't think they could even answer you very well. So that's all I want to say. We need to look back at who we were, find out who we want to be as a people, and come together as a game plan. The same way how America has this theory to study American dream. Let's think about the Bajan dream. So everybody think about what you would like to see for your country. And once we come as a collective and we could come together on certain things and stop thinking about stop waiting for the government to do things. We as a people could do things for ourselves. Community programs, we start about things like I hear the government saying about gang road tennis recognized. Oh please, we don't even have road tennis playing in schools as a sport. It was never even offered road tennis to play. You just play basketball and all these outside sports. You don't even offer road tennis. You don't got no road tennis teams. So it's like they trick us. They come and tell you things and they think you want to hear, but there's no action behind it. So if we want to see things, need to come together as community and make things happen. That's basically what I want to say. We need to, think about what we want for ourselves as a people.
You said something there which seemed to be like a call to action. You said Barbadians need to begin to say what is the Bajan dream, right?
Correct. Yep.
What is the Bajan dream? I want people to call in 236-7000, and don't tell me you're afraid to call in. You heard this young Barbadian, beautiful woman, Barbadian woman, speaking up tonight. So I don't want to hear any excuses from my Barbadian people tonight. Listen to me. 2367000. I want you to come and you're gonna say what you think is a Bajan dream. What is the Bajan dream? Is that what you're asking them, Genelda? You want to phrase the
Yes,
question?
please. Yes, please. What is the Bajan dream? I want everybody to think about it personally and think about it as a whole. You know what you would like to see for yourself, and then what you will, because you also gotta think about your fellow man when you think about a dream. You know, when Martin Luther King said I had a dream, when Arabara said he wanted to make sure everybody have free education, that was not for himself. That was because he wanted to bridge a gap. Because if you look and see, we had people who were hawkers and things that turn up, and had children who were doctors and lawyers, and that was only because Arabara decided education was important enough that everybody, no matter where they're from, could get it. So now we going backwards where our educational system wanted. We was, we was boast about being the most literate, and now our children are going backwards, which is killing what this man basically worked so hard for. And I think that's one of the things that's very hurtful when you look back at history and see people putting the work and push, and then we are just letting it go down the drain from being influenced by outsiders. So we have to really look back at what we want for ourselves as Bajans and what we want for our fellow man as well.
Listen, guys, I'm not hearing the phone ring. I'm not. Listen, this is serious tonight, guys. This is serious. We must take this call to action. Everybody, listen. I should be saying I can't accept all the calls. Don't tell me we are afraid again tonight, folks. This is your time now. Genelda, a young Barbadian, is giving us a call to action. She says she wants to know from us, what is the Bajan dream? What is it that you are dreaming of? What do you think the Bajan dream is or should be? 2367000. 2367000. The number is on the screen, and I'm looking at my phone, and I'm thinking, if you really can't call in after something like this, I don't know, guys. Are we serious on here? Are we just doing a show? Is this entertainment for you? This is serious. Every night we play the national anthem, Every night we play the national anthem because this is so important. Okay, Serlene is calling. Okay. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, caller. How are you?
This is Serene.
Hi, Serlene. You are calling to be on the show?
Yes, I'm calling to be on the show. Just want to make a quick comment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for calling.
Yes. I agree with the young lady wholeheartedly. Personally speaking, I used to teach, and I know teachers get a lot of bashing, but we were out there trying, to help the young people and so on. But there was this move, and she's correct, there was this movement which came in from the United States, and this is talking about the dream, fulfilling the dream, to get rid of a lot of the ideas of critical thinking. And I believe some people might get annoyed with me for saying this, that when the young people were separated through the lockdown, and then they go into school intermittently and all of that, it's because a lot of these young people to suffer. And then, as Kim Armstrong has said several times, the issue has not been addressed, where many young people left school and never really graduated. Like during that lockdown, a lot of them might have failed examinations, missed examinations, and then nobody looked back at them and tried to help them. So I really believe that the dream is still there, but I think we need to put a lot of effort behind the young people.
Yes. So in your own words, can you give us in a couple sentences, what to you is the Bajan dream?
The Bajan dream is to be, I would say, to be positive in life, to trust God, to fulfill our dreams as Barbadians, and not to be infiltrated by a lot of what I call a lot of foreign things, a lot of behaviors that people say they imported, but we are the people who are behaving like that. So if you're killing the dream, you need to stop killing the dream and try to be positive and stop believing in these politicians so much. The young lady's correct. They believe in that these politicians are going to solve everything. and they cannot. I grew up in a time maybe used to be really active in our communities in the housing areas and so on. All that is not dead, but I think the thrust really is to stop people from fulfilling their dreams. You know, we're going to do it for you. We're going to do it for you, and that kind of
yes
thing. So I have a lot of hope in the youth. I know there are problems out there, but I don't think it's the youth's fault.
Yes.
That's my take on it.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Charlene, for calling. And so the Bajan dream for her is being positive, being patriotic, being just stop believing in the politicians, to have the community spirit. That is the Bajan dream. Good night, caller. You are live.
Good night.
Yes, welcome to the Marcia Week Show. What is the Bajan dream? Tonight, we don't want to list the problems. We want to know, what is the Bajan dream?
In a nutshell, a piece of the pie for
She dropped out there. She dropped out, hoping that she will call back. So let me see if I can help her out there.
Yes. Good night.
Yes, caller, go right ahead.
To everybody, yes. I didn't know how to relate to the Bajan dream, but for me, as a Barbadian, I think that people tired, really and truly tired of the struggles of life, because every day we just waking up and everything changing. The supermarket saying for $1, you go back next week for $4, and nobody is questioning it. I think now met a real good point. Like, coming together as a people is the solution. When one body speak out, everybody else behind there keeping the mouth shut, but they're going through the same thing. And nobody wants to face that. Everybody just want to go up on everybody. In fact, bread is the cheapest thing, and the career is a 1 cent. And people come together, and that was something that I started to think, and I said, like, look at what mankind coming together could do. And that's what Bajans don't do. A man rather know that he never got the stick and he could buy bread, so he got one up and he never. That's what people in this society come to. Got him one up on somebody. Nobody is looking at equality. Nobody is looking at being the brothers keeping them on. Nobody cares about nobody. I think that it is totally the middle class gone long time. Even before COVID, middle class was totally wiped out. Is it you're rich or you're poor? You understand? And the rich hate poor people, and I see that because I realize that people is pick up people that work nowhere and get a job. And you know what I'm going to do? The government is credit poor people labor. Guys saying that won't stopping. Stop crediting poor people labor. If you're going to tackle somebody off of the block and you're going to tackle people that have nothing going on and put them to work, why don't pay them? Why they got to pay forever to get the money when you can't owe the government a cent? There's a lot of things that a lot of people stand aside, and that we may get away because it happened to one body, and people don't focus on it. They come home at them.
Yes. So you're saying it's hard for you to dream because of what you're experiencing right now.
Yes, everybody experiencing a hard life, cost of living. One time you could have called a friend and get $100. No, you say a friend want $100 from you. And I mean, like, at the end of the day, middle class, we poor, and we do not stand up for each other. We just want one up on the person. If I go on a pair slippers and you go on a brand name pair, you got one up on me that way. Well, people ain't looking at equality at all. Everybody going from God, you understand? And we was a God-fearing country, and what God says that a lot of evil over Barbados right now, whereas even me, sometimes I would be in a van and I would be irritated with an old person, which ain't be supposed to look out for old people. Old people, children, and pregnant people. These people that never used to get touched in Barbados. We had a sense of order. There's no order no more. Like, people cares nothing about little children. People ain't caring about what people praying up, women standing up in vans. So understand where it is now. Every man for himself. And that is like crabs in a barrel, and that way people killing each other because nobody ain't care about nobody.
Wow, thank you so much, caller. I could listen to you. I mean, I feel the pain in your heart, and I mean, it's real for her. She just can't dream because there's too much going on. Let me just
you can't dream.
Thank you.
You can't dream because you ain't saying it tomorrow. You ain't saying when you wake up in the morning, all you're doing is surviving in a dream.
Hold a minute. I want to say something to you.
I want to speak on what she said. Now, years ago, I had traveled to the States, right? And I made up my mind that I would not want to live there because of the coldness of the people. It wasn't the cold from the cold. It was coldness of the people. I remember seeing this man on the train, and I like books, so I was trying to see what book he was reading. You know, the man had the book upside down. So it was not that he was reading. It was that you cannot look at people. You know, and I feel like, as the same thing I said, the Western society has infiltrated us so much that we are living like them. If you go out in those places, that's why everybody's come here and say, when you ask everybody what they love about Barbados, is always say the people because of the warmness. You know, and we are losing it. Our children actually act no, like, you remember years ago we watched Murray, and the people used to bring the children up on Murray show that was ever so disruptive and all kind of things. We children acting just like them children now. So everything she's saying about coldness and looking out for your neighbor and stuff, that is so true. And we haven't realized that we've been infiltrated from the outside in. So she is totally correct. She is totally correct. And that coldness is infiltrated.
Yes, thank you, Genelda. We have another caller. Look at what's happening tonight, Genelda. What's the good night, caller? Welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
Yes,
thank you for viewing.
Good night again.
Yes. What is your Bajan dream, madam?
As I said before, in a nutshell, a piece of the pie for everybody, not this dragging down that we're seeing now, a lifting up. There are very few communities, to my mind, in BAME where you could, neighbors were so giving, it was different. But nowadays, it isn't like that for the most part, just in pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Just in pockets.
Yes.
And that hurts me.
So your dream is that we would have a more community spirit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see that again. And in some cases, in fact, in a lot of cases, I think we've thrown out the baby with the bathwater.
Yes.
When I was coming up as a child, we had to make up our own games. Some of us didn't have televisions, but I remember in my gap, although we were poor, we had a TV and all the youngsters who were good behaved. Because my mother, you couldn't curse at my mom's place. It was never allowed, not even a swear word. So all the children in the neighborhood who didn't curse could come and sit at our house and watch the black and white TV. Because in them days, it didn't color TV. Because I'm 60 now. And they will watch TV and then go home. My mother's best friend, when she was at home, would cook for us, and vice versa. How much of that do you see happening still? Yes. Everybody shared. It wasn't an if but maybe. No matter how little you had, you always had something for somebody else.
Yes, yes.
We lost too much of who we were, what for, and I think it's because we signed on the bottom line, so now we have to pay the piper, and the piper tune ain't easy.
Yes. That's true. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. Someone else is trying to get in. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Pleasant good night, caller. Good night. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
I got it.
Yes, just turn down the device that you're listening to us on. We are.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir. What I'm saying to you. Yes. Hello, good night. Turn down the device you're listening to us on. Okay, wonderful. Good night, sir. Good night, sir. Yes,
I'm willing to tell you what is the Bajan dream.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Yes. The Bajan dream, as I know it, I'm a person that's in my late 60s.
Yes.
The Bajan dream was godliness, lovingness,
yes,
and unity, which was the strength for the Bajan people.
Yes.
As a Bajan, in the early days, we, as children, we had to respect our elders, or the same elders would have cut your ass. Number one. Number two, we had to apply the love that was given our parents to the elders, the neighbors. The reason now for these things not being what they are is because over the years we have allowed people coming into our country always to try to tell us what it was to be a person in your country. The reason why we are at this state is the political parties. They use the people that come to the country to vote for them to eliminate one party or eliminate the other. The reason why it's at this state now is because the Barbados Labour Party before and the Barbados Labour Party now, both of them have destroyed the Barbadian fabric. They have sold the things that Barbadians had dear to them. So let us start from where Ribisco, the National Bank. These are the things that Bajans always brag about, the things that brought in the money and kept the country afloat. We had a place called Shipping and Trading where there were many businesses that you could go and get some material and build a house. These are the things that is all gone now. So they were all swapped and switched to people who came to the country. So the privilege was given to those people. Let us start from the beginning.
Yes.
The Guyanese, they got the privilege, so you can't even get a piece of land to go and plant as a Bajan.
Yes, yes.
Because what actually happened is that after the slave master lose the Bajan labor to work on the plantations, and they started to farm, they tried to disrupt and destroy all the farming to make us believe that the Bajans weren't doing anything. Then the land was passed along to other people. So a Bajan can't go and get a piece of land to plant because it's already given up to somebody else.
Wow.
Survival in Barbados have become the hardest thing in the world. The Prime Minister going after told the Bajans that his house was built by Guyanese. This is what destroyed the Barbadian psyche. In other words, there were a time when the Bajan carpenters used to build all the different carpentry and fancy things in the house.
Yes.
And they went to Trinidad and was sold for next to nothing, and then the Bajans weren't paid. The doors that we buy and put on the front of our house were built by Bajans, and they cost us almost nothing. Now, you can go to the store and build a door, and as soon as the rain fall on it, it drops down like a pack of cards. And that same door costs you thousands of dollars, even though within 6 or 7 weeks it drops to pieces. And it comes from Trinidad.
Yeah. So your dream, and just to give, I mean, you're talking a lot of facts as everybody's saying here. So
just
your
listen
dream,
to me.
you'll
hear everything.
Yes, your Bajan dream.
The furniture in the house. I can relate. They were all built by my father. My father was a carpenter, a joiner. There were the days when the people could go out to the joiners and get your furniture built. Now, you go to the Indian man and you buy the things within 6 weeks they fall to pieces. But the funny thing is about it is that they've learned us to love everybody else that love one another. So we don't love one another. So then we talk about angry. We got to be angry because if you can't survive in the country of your birth, where can you survive?
Yes. So, sir, just because the only reason I'm stopping you. Hold a minute, sir. The only reason I have to stop it because I know there are others trying to come on. So your 3 areas is godliness, lovingness, and unity. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. I know you have a lot more to say. And what you can do is give me send me a message, and I'll have you come in. And I love what you're talking about. Let's have you talk a bit. Spend some more time and elaborate a bit more. Okay, when we have more time.
Also,
thank you.
Calvin Franklin.
Okay.
I'm a common mayor member.
You're a common mayor.
Tell him up and on.
All right, no problem. Send me a message privately, and we will do that. Thank you so much. God bless you. Wow. I mean, Gaynell, what you heard these things, right? What are your thoughts? Is she there?
I didn't hear what you say.
No, I was asking you were hearing the gentleman talking about even manufacturing and so on, right?
Yeah.
What's your
thought? It is true. It is true what he's saying about we looking on the inside. As he said, like we start to outsource everything, even down to the fact we don't see we are squeezing ourselves so much when we sell things, because you're not only selling a company. What you do is also sell jobs. Because all right, let me say you sell a hotel, right? With the whole CSME stuff, let me say a trainee come in, buy a hotel. They also bring their own people to manage and stuff. So then it's only the lower income jobs then that are left for the Barbadians. So what you do is continue squeeze yourself, not only but you let any money trickle back out to outsiders, because as you say you're a Jamaican, they say only 5%, 15% of every dollar, 15 cents of every dollar in Jamaica goes back to Jamaica. Majority people own all the beachfronts and stuff from outside. So you say that what Barbados, the more we sell, we are not only squeezing ourselves economically, where our the money is trickling outside and nothing is coming back in, because we ain't got no resources. We dependent only on tourism. So a lot of the other things where we will make money to reinvest and bring money, even sugarcane now is no longer thing by the government, which is the last thing them sell off. But you also sell a lot of jobs and positions. So a lot of people just only then able to get the jobs in the hotels where it's like the cleaning and stuff, because the managers and all of this are brought from the people countries. You know? So we squeezing ourselves at every corner and we're not realizing.
Wow. Listen, we have someone from overseas actually calling. Welcome, sir, to the Marcia Week show. What do you think
Thank you very much.
Yes, what do you think is a Bajan dream?
Currently, I don't think Bajans they don't really have a dream.
But what do you think it should be then?
Just like the young lady just said, we as the Bajans have been infiltrated by outside forces. This is way deeper than Bajans realize it is. There's a lot of back and forth going on between the BLP and the DLP parties as we speak, right? And I sent a message, but apparently it was too long.
Okay, hold a second, please. Mr. Sir, we want to know what is the Bajan dream, right? As much as possible. What is the Bajan dream?
Like I said, currently there's no Bajan dream. The Bajan dream should be to get back to basics.
Mm-hmm.
That should be the dream, but currently there's no dream. The dream right now is to mimic outside forces. That's the dream that is going on in Barbados right now, but I think they should get back to basics.
And what are the basics you want them to get back to?
The basics is from way back in the day when people actually looked out for each other. and that's how we grew up. We're just like the guy was speaking about. Basically, you can go to a neighbor's house, you can grab some food. You could be in the neighborhood and get some breadfruit, some roast, and buy some fish and stuff. Those are the basics. Just looking out for one another. But there's no looking out. This like lady said, there's no looking out for each other right now. It's all about self. Only because you're living like the enemy. The enemy have infiltrated, and now we have become the enemy.
I see. Yes.
But all that's by design, though.
Yes. So
it's by design. So I want the business people to understand that this is not, because people keep blaming me and Motley. Me and Motley is not running Barbados.
Okay. All right.
This is deeper than the party.
Deeper than the party. So let me ask you something. So you're in the diaspora. You're in the diaspora. Yes. What you're there? What is your dream still for this community spirit for Barbados, or what can you absolutely do to instill that dream? The question is, you're in the diaspora. Exactly where are you calling from?
I'm from Canada.
You're from Canada. Okay.
Yes.
What do you think the diaspora can do to instill that kind of dream in the Barbadian people?
Oh boy, that's a good question. What can we do?
Yes.
I think what Bajans can do is to for parents to attend to the youth, number one.
But what can the diaspora? But hold a minute. What can the diaspora do? Because you're in the diaspora. You're in Canada, right? And right. I love to. I used to live in the diaspora, so I want to know, what do you think that you can do? If you can't answer, no, that's okay. We can always pick. I have your number. I reach back out to you, but it's something I want those in the diaspora to think about, because it's one thing to sit down and we see what is happening. I want us to take the conversation a little deeper and to begin to think, okay, so what can I do to instill that dream in my Barbadian people? Okay.
Yes, I totally get what you're saying. But I guess we got to get more involved. I think lend as much support as possible. Be more involved. Make the youth aware. Even the locals that are older, to make them know and understand that this is not just coming from at home, but is their outside forces that are at work to keep us divided as a people, because there is an agenda.
Yes. Understood. I have your number now, so I'm gonna reach out to you, because I want you to put some more. Thank you for your contribution and what the diaspora can do.
Please reach out to me. And before you go, I just want you to I reach out to me, because I want to give you some information pertaining to the Barbados government being a corporation.
All right. Okay, sir. Okay, we can do that at another time. Okay, thank you. I'll reach out to you. Thank you. God bless.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Wow. Okay, we have another one here. So I wanna. Oh boy, Gaynelda, I know I might be taking up a lot of your time, but you're starting something. This is the first we've had so many people calling in, and you've touched them. You're doing your job. Good night, caller. Yeah, just speak up a little for me, please. Speak up a little bit for me, please. I know this is Paul. Good night, Paul.
A blessed good night to you and to the loyal opposition.
Yes, good night, sir. Just speak up a little, push a little bit more for me. What do you think? Yes, thanks for calling. What is the Bajan dream?
All right. Well, to me, the Bajan dream is to be independent. And what I call the 4 F's, which is free from financial fear. Free from financial fear.
I love that.
Right now, the cost of living is FF. Financial fear. There was a time where we used to embrace our wages, but right now we are afraid of our wages right now, there's a fear of finance. We frightened to the bills. We frightened when we go to the supermarket. We even frightened when we go to the gas pumps. So we even frightened when we go to the doctor because the bill, the doctor bill. You know. So that's what I'm saying, that the Bajan dream is to be independent and free from financial fear.
Wow. That I love that. I love that. Gaynelda, you like that?
Yes, I love that.
Wow. Thank you so
But
much.
a part
Paul.
of it, a part of being free from it is we understanding that when we reinvest our money, then it circulates. You see, a part of that community spirit is understanding. So if we don't put our money behind our people, same thing you mentioned about Marshall again, we will never pay inside of that kind of money because we really don't see them as stars, but we bring in outsiders and giving that kind of money to reinvest elsewhere. So if we really invest and get behind our people, most creators I know want to do something. Like I have so many things on my list where it's like I want to give back, but it's like if you have no money to do that, how are you going to start the programs? How are you going to do charity? So it's like if we really reinvest in our people, we will see so much change, because not only is the money recirculated back inside the country, because people forget that the economy works. If I spend money with you and you spend it with another body, you know, it's something that is passed around. We also will see results where is that people have more money to, so even like the art, if you pay the artist properly, guess what, you got dancers now that can get some work because now they can afford to bring a better production, and everything would even be better, you know. But it has to start with us. So we have to look at when we go to fets and stuff, just like I mentioned with the harbor master. I in 2021 I made come in, I'm not going back on the boat, because for Imagine Weekend twice I saw we do something that I hated, where it was we booked Harbor Master and then we left our own boats to sea, and when Harbor Master say something wrong with the boat, we run back to our boats. What? You got book we own boats first and then they get the spillover. If anything, you got to, you know, God said let your cup run over, so you got put what in the cup for we, and then we'll run over for outsiders, but we just give people what inside the cup. And that's the problem.
Wow.
You know, so that's the only way that we could be financial if we reinvest with people.
Wow. This is, I mean, for a young person, for you to be, you know, you're going to a party on a boat, but you're still so conscious, you know, realizing that, listen, this is not staying in Barbados. I think that is simply powerful right there. And if all of us begin to think like that, can you imagine? Yeah. There's a caller
You
here
have
that
to
we're
be more
trying
intentional. It has to be
more intentional. You were saying and talking about being intentional. Let me see if this is a okay. 1 second. We have a caller here. Good night.
3, 4, 4, 5.
Oh, 9, 7. No, I'm not getting the person. They called. If you called, there. Yes, just I'm trying to call them back because we missed them. But folks, the lines are open. The line is open 236-7000. That's the number to call. And if you're overseas, you is 1246-236-7000. What is the Bajan dream? Let's keep it positive tonight. We've had a very tough weekend. We want to keep it positive tonight, guys. It's all. Remember, I told you from the start of it. It's all about this, and we picked up on that athlete. Remember the athlete that we started off with, who won the bronze medal for Barbados. And that's a dream that she had, you know. And Kishana Niles, we knew about her tonight. And she held that Bajan dream in her heart, and she won a bronze medal. You know, you've got to have something that you're working towards, right? That's Gaynelda, right there, Niles. I'm sorry, Kishana Niles. I'm sorry. Gaynelda Grazette, she too.
Correct. We don't know who our people are. We do not know who are the bright sparks.
Repeat, Gaynelda.
No, was saying we do not know who our bright sparks are. We don't put enough effort in pushing our bright sparks up so that we could see who are the people that are doing things to contribute to the country.
Yes. I think we have another caller. Yes, good night, caller. Good night. Pleasant, good night. Okay, something is the matter there. Okay. I think there is another caller that is there. Let me try and get that caller. Guys, you can still call in. Okay, this is Teroni, and he's calling to tell us. Teroni, this is Teroni. He's calling to tell us what the Bajan dream is. Make sure you turn on your device, okay? Right. So you have when you call, guys, you have to turn down your device. Okay, turn down the device you're listening to us on, so that we'll be able to hear you. Good night, Teroni.
Yes, can I the Bajan dream? I feel the Bajan dream that we should elevate to a different level. Yes, we gotta get back to the roots, but still, yet we gotta still catch up to internationally. I feel that it's lack of employment. One, two, resources is too short, and three, Bajans is not being as productive like international world. And the Bajan dream is like Bajans should be more independent. We are more dependent. And that's a very horrible thing that is going on in Barbados right now. And the only way that we could get more independent is we have to have a large scale of job opportunities.
Yes.
Because the job opportunities in Barbados is very poor. Like also true. And also, yes, you know, people got talent, people got trade, etc. But you know, we got advertising businesses more not in the west hemisphere. We got branch out more to the east.
Okay.
So once we dominate globally, not just in the west hemisphere, dominate globally, that's been going in Barbados could be really on the map. But I don't feel even a lot of countries know about Barbados.
Yes. So we have to do some stuff internationally. Well, thank you so much, Teroni, for joining. We have another caller coming in. Thank you, Teroni. Great contribution. Thank you. God bless.
God bless.
Yes. Good night, caller.
Good night. Good night.
Yes, sir. Yes. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show.
And I thank you. All right, Mike.
Can you speak up a little bit more for me? Hello? Can you speak up, please? We're not hearing. We're not hearing you at all. Not hearing you at all. Okay. So please call back, caller, because we couldn't hear you properly. There's another call. Let's hope that this one. Okay, can you turn off the device that you're listening to us on? Thank you so much. Please turn down the device. Yes, good. Okay, good night. Good night. Can you hear me now? Okay. Good night, caller. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good night.
Yes, okay. Go right ahead. What is the Bajan dream?
I think one of the things that when I was growing up, I would hear the older generation say.
Can you speak a little louder? Can you push your volume a little louder?
Okay, sorry. When I was growing up, I would hear the older generation saying, I don't want you to do what I did. So that to some extent, we curse some of the things that built Barbados. And so, as I have grown older,
I've come to realize that we have not appreciated, the fundamentals that have built Barbados. That being respect for yourself and respect for, for others.
Yes.
We have somewhat abandoned the exposure of our children to moral and Christian values at those impressionable years, especially the whole area of Sunday school, so that any good building exists because of a good foundation. And therefore, we have to get back to the foundational blocks that has built Barbados to what it is today. I really admire the young lady who is on the show tonight, and that the show is not about politics and political persons. And one of the things that I have found is that when it comes to the community atmosphere, most of the community atmosphere has a political person at the top.
Yes.
Rather than the people within the community. And therefore, because a political person is at the top, I don't mean a politician, but they have put some person there, individuals shy away from getting involved because you're not political. I'm not political. So therefore, I'm going to shy away because I think that both the church and the civic organizations need to recognize the powerful role that they can play, and therefore we as a people need to embrace those that are doing these things. You want what I'm saying? Not to prove to politicians that we don't need them, but at the same time, show it from one. In other words, if I can get it working here in my community, then I can sell it to another community, and that's one of the things that I believe that will reignite the Bajan dream, because individuals think. And the last thing we want to say is something the young lady spoke about: investing.
Yes.
We as Barbadians, we have not been taught the whole issue of investing, investing of our money, investing of our time, and in our talents, because we've become an instant generation. We want. That's why T20 cricket is so powerful as against for their competition.
Yes.
We want the instant results. And therefore, I think that the whole issue of teaching, educating from the home to the church to the community to help Barbados to know, something. We are unique as a people. We don't have to copy any other country or any other society, but be proud of who we are.
Yes.
And work towards making Barbados the best that it can be for Barbadians. You want to say, and not depend on another person to lift this up.
Wow.
As I said, I really thank God for this young lady, and I know that there are a lot of other young ladies like her, young people like herself in our country. Let us get them either on this show or other places where they can help to bring back to young people a sense of hope and so forth.
Yes.
And God bless you, and God continue to bless your show.
Wow. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh man, isn't that awesome, Genelda?
Yes, please.
Very well said. And we're getting to see your lovely face again. And we just have another couple minutes, and I'm not seeing any missed calls here. Let me make sure, because I told them to call in, and I want to honor them calling in, because Barbadians are speaking up, Genelda, and I want to honor that. Okay, there's a Marcia Broom calling. Just hang on, let me take this call. I got to do it for my Bajan people. Marcia, make sure your device is off. Okay, Marcia, go right ahead. Great to have you tonight. What is the Bajan dream? Okay, she's waiting. It's delayed.
Yes, good night.
Good night. Good night. What is the Bajan dream?
This is your 86-year-old friend. Your namesake.
86, yes.
I'm not 86 anymore. I'm 87 now.
Aye.
Right. And my dream is for us to go back to the old landmarks, for us to put prayer back in school, and for us to put the Lord's Prayer back in school. Stop selling out all our silvers and stop bringing in all these foreign people. One time we had our Annie Wilson. You can hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you loud and clear.
Right. One time we had our Annie Wilson, we had our Brankers, and we had our number company. Now we have all of these foreign conglomerates taking all the silvers of Barbados and taking it back to their country. And we Barbadians have to get like the Indians, join together and do things and don't pull down each other. If Bajans see one getting through, they pull you down like crabs. The Indians join together and bind up all of Barbados. We must do that as well and leave it for our children and our children's children. That's what I have to say. And this young lady that is on tonight, I hope she has politics in mind because she's ripe and ready, and I will vote for her tomorrow.
Oh my Lord.
Thank you.
She's 87. Marcia, thank you so much. I have to say, Mama Marcia, I can't call you just Marcia. Miss Marcia,
Right.
thank you so much. 87 years old. And I just, I got teary-eyed. Thank you so much for calling. I got teary-eyed. Listen to her, oh gosh, I tell you, this is so beautiful. So beautiful, Gaynelda. Just before you go, a caller, because they helped me to produce the show. Viha here, she's in the diaspora. She said that to close off the show, she would like, Viha, can you write it again? I can't find it. Oh shit. She said, can we use the next few minutes to just discuss the vision of this young woman and what she would want to happen for the youth? So I wanted to think about that, Gaynelda, and we're going to watch this race tonight, okay? And the reason I want us to watch the race, let me remove the number because we're not taking any more calls tonight. We will do that on Friday night. The reason that I want us to watch this race, Gaynelda, and the 1,000, we're moving between 1,000 and a little over 1,000 watching. The reason we want to do that is I want us to realize something. Look, and you see the people in the race, right? You see these countries in the race? Barbados is only 280,000 people.
Right.
And we have a finalist in this race here at the World Championship. We have a finalist there, a young lady, Miss Niles. Think about it, Gaynelda. And because sometimes we watch these places, you see Jamaica say, oh, they're just fast. No, it's nothing. It's not to do with they're just fast. You know what it is? They had the opportunity, Gaynelda. That's all it is. That's all that separates us from Jamaica and from America. Winning these medals is just opportunity.
Right.
Just opportunity.
And the support.
And support.
The support. Yep.
And support. And so she's gone to Jamaica to get that kind of support and opportunity. And look how she is beaming and growing.
Right.
But she's the same Bajan, with the same Bajan DNA. She was just given opportunity and support, and look at her. Right. And so the moral of this whole thing is that we are enough. We are enough, Gaynelda. We don't need to be Jamaicans. We don't need to be Americans. We don't need to be looking, overseas and looking to people, in other countries. Barbadians, we are enough. Play the race, Dave. Play the race, and then over to Gaynelda.
Focus, final rehearsals. Down the track. Fast psyching up, settling into the blocks. The final of the women's 100 meters here in Lima at the World Junior Athletics Championships. she maintain that? Hodge battling to get back on terms, but have been good and trying to get up there. Hodge could not get back to Alana Reed. Took it on the line. Niles it was.
Wow. That's our girl. That is our girl, and we going to celebrate it like it was a gold. Because we know her circumstances, and we right, Genelda, we gonna celebrate it like it's a goal. This is world stage, folks. We are enough. Go ahead, Genelda.
Right. For me, I want to say, if we support the youth, we will see so much things happen, even myself included. Support is so important. Support is so important. Just like one of the callers were speaking about targeting the East and stuff like that. But unless we push our people first, the people outside can't see us. And that is what we don't understand. So the same way how we put energy behind the negative stuff, I just want to tell us to put, if we could flip it and put a lot of the same energy behind the positive stuff. And there's something I live by, which is in our national anthem. Strict guardians of our heritage, firm craftsmen of our faith. If we do not guard our things, we don't know what our fate will be. We cannot guide our path if we don't guard our stuff. So as I say, once you find out the Bajan dream and you understand what that is to be Bajan, which goes back to being patriotic and knowing who you are, then you could only want to invest in that, support that, and I think putting all of the support behind the youth is where we need to be at. Also, the youth need to be able to listen to the older heads, and we have a big gap in between where as I say, we are not very invested in passing down culture, so they see themselves very different than us. But having conversations like this is important, because really actually a lot of us are going to the same thing and feel the same way. Get back to speaking to each other, get back to communication, get back to investing in ourselves. And as long as we do that, we will see so much progress as a country. And that's what I want as a Bajan dream, for us to love who we are and show it. Me and a lady had a conversation a day inside a fabric store. She was speaking on Bajan, saying God is a Bajan, and she saw it as disrespectful. But I always say you can only have a negative perspective from a negative person. So she turned and said it seemed like it's not humble and stuff like that. I told her that's not true, because if you say God is a Bajan, maybe it's telling you to look at the positive side, that God always does things for us. Things like the hurricanes always pass at us. If you look and see you are a blessed island, then you could only want to invest in yourself. So I told her at the end, I said nothing ain't wrong with looking in the mirror and telling yourself you're beautiful. And she turned and said, you are so right. You left me with something to think about, because when I say God is a Bajan, I don't look at it as that I shutting out the other countries, but I gotta look at my country first. And if just like how you love South, if you love country, I don't have a problem saying that God is a Bajan. I don't look at it as something negative at all. So that's all I want to say.
Yes.
I just want us to love who we are and love the country. And as long as we can find out who we are fundamentally, everything else will spring from there.
Lord, I feel so fussy tonight. Gainelda, this is so good. Coming out of such a tough weekend that we had, when we look and we saw what was happening, we don't need to mention all of that, but right now. But this is so beautiful, and I feel fussy, and I feel like I want to cry. I don't know about anybody else. I feel like I want to cry. I feel very special. I mean, the whole show just came together. I prayed before I came on. Dave and we prayed, and we said we just wanted something to lift up the people. Yes. We wanted something to lift up the people. And thank God he came through. And I bless you, my sister. And the next time we come together, I want it to be face to face, so that we can do this properly and more professionally. This is wonderful. Dave has the national anthem, and we're going to put it on the screen. But Gainelda, I want you to recite it. We're going to put up the lyrics, and I want you to recite it, and that's the last thing we're going to hear before we go. So let me give some announcements. My wonderful Barbadian people, we're going to be back again on Friday night. And on Friday night, we're going to have with us the general himself, Caswell Franklin, is going to be our key panelist. And we're also going to have Nigel Newton, where we're going to do some discussions with him around looking at ways to reduce the crime in the country. And we're going to open the lines again. So it's going to be another powerful show where we're just speaking blessings into Barbados. So it's over to Miss Gaynelda Grisette, Kudos, and she's going to give us. Right it then, we lost her. What this? The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. Gaynelda, oh Lord, please wait for her. Please wait for her. Ah. Oh no, all of a sudden it starts spinning. I wanted her to read this for us. Can we just wait for her? Let me try put her in again. Come on, man. Come on. Okay. Ganelda, why don't you? Oh, she's here. I'll tell you, the devil trying to think. Girl, talk to us.
I know.
Yeah. Go right ahead.
In plenty and in time of need. In plenty and in time of need, when this fair land was young, our brave forefathers sowed the seed from which our pride is sprung. A pride that makes no wanton boast of what it has withstood, that binds our hearts from coast to coast, the pride of nationhood. We loyal sons and daughters all do hereby make it known. These fields and hills beyond recall are now our very own. We write our names on history's page with expectations great, strict guardians of our heritage, firm craftsmen of our faith. The Lord has been the people's guide for past 300 years. With him still on our people's side, we have no doubts or fears. Upward and onward we shall go, inspired, exulting, free. And greater will our nation grow in strength and unity.
Oh, yes, madam. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Gaynell. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much for blessing our lives tonight. We love and appreciate you. God bless you, Marcia Week Show family. Yes, you're most welcome. And we had a lovely night tonight. Sleep well, folks. God bless. Bye bye.